Hey kids, what's going on? Welcome to another episode of Toy Photography Bomb. I believe this is episode 11 of Toy Photography Bomb. That is B.O.M, which roughly stands for Best of the Month, which is what myself, Trevor, 1/6 shooter, and a guest toy photographer will share with you our favorite picks from the community that we saw. And in this case, this month, it's June 2024. We're a little behind. Had some we'll get into it with Alex, but we had some internet problems, some power problems. I had some things that held me back from doing it earlier. He had some things holding him back. So, but we're getting it done. Like it kind of happens with the show. It's fine. It's going to happen. We're going to get to every month. We're not going to skip anything. So we're in June now. We're going to do July pretty soon. Got to talk to my guest for that show and figure out when we're going to do that. But we'll try to catch back up and be on time. What's the show about? So this show is about the best toy photography. Again, that myself and my guest, we each pick 6, 7, 8 shots from that month, and we go through them and just talk about what makes them great. It's not a critique show. We're not tearing them down. We're just talking about what makes them great. It's not a contest. There's no voting. It's simply our choices. We certainly didn't see everything that came across Instagram, so we may have missed some great stuff, which is why I encourage you to follow Toy Photography Bomb on Instagram, and you can tag us. When you're tagging us, again, this is best of stuff, so make sure it's your best work. Take a look at some of the other stuff that we put up there. I encourage everybody to try it. It's a self-awareness thing, right? Like, are you at this level yet? Not everybody's quite there yet. You're working on it. But if you've come up with a great shot that you think you really nailed something, tag us. Don't tag us for every one of your shots, please. Don't do that, because that clogs things up. It's a lot to go through these things. We try to get the best stuff. So just put 1 or 2 of your best shots, tops, every month. You may have different tastes. You may have seen things that you thought should have been on our list for this month. Let us know in the comments. If there's an artist that you haven't seen on the show and you want to see them, put them in the comments. Let us know. Tag them on Instagram. Tag their photo that you think is great on Instagram. There's no prizes here. It's just meant to focus on things we love. I do a critique show every Tuesday on Maz's Toy Box, where we do kind of like look at the pictures and break them down and talk about what works and what doesn't work. But I do hope you will learn something just from looking at great photos and follow some new accounts, right? I mean, that's the whole thing here, is like promoting some people. That's really the only prize. You get to appear on the page. You get your work posted. I am a little behind on that. Apologize. I'll pick up that in the next week or so. And hopefully you get some new followers out of it. So with that out of the way, let's bring on my guest photographer tonight. This guy is a master of light and shadow. He does, I'm gonna take this down. He does dark, moody, noirish images of everything from Marvel, Star Wars, G.I. Joe, horror, anime, and he does it all very well, and in context, it all looks like it works in those worlds. But I love his style. He's been in the ACBA game for a long time. He's very active in that community, and that influence shows through his work. He's lit so well tonight. Like, I feel really embarrassed. Like, I brought him on, and like he told me he's got 8 lights on him. So please welcome again the master of light and shadow, Alex Richardson, to the stage. Alex, how are you, man?
I'm doing great. How about
Good to
yourself?
see you. Good. I'm doing good. We made it. We did it. We were
Right.
here. Took a while. Texas Power kind of held us back for a while.
Yeah, it's great.
My life, your life. I mean, things happen. So, but
Yeah.
we made it happen. So we're here. How have you been? Good. Everything's good now,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, I've been great. Just finally happy to get this done. We've been
I
just
know.
back and forth about schedules for
I know.
for weeks now, but
And I'm
we
looking
made
forward
it.
to talking to you, man. We chat a little bit here and there on stuff and comment on each other's posts or talk about stuff here and there. So it's fun. I'm glad we got to do this. I'm a big fan. We're going to take look at some of your work very soon here. I just want to say hi to some people in the chat. Got 23 people here. Cool. Chad Kinsler's here. Blake, Dave Orkin, what's going on? Wholesome Warlock, Heinrich Hoffman, Thomas Belay. What's up, Thomas? I'm TJ Williams, my brother. What's up, Tom? Noir Kaiser Effects. Alberto has been featured here many times. Sketches Toy Corner. Sean County. I'm sorry, my eyes are not County. Sorry. Greg Shaw's here. Joe Gonsalves. Cap Lives.
Oh, someone ban him immediately.
I didn't say it, man. Curtis Ackerman is here. Bill Dorkler. What's going on, Bill? And Dullboy is here. So, yeah, let's take a look. Let's jump over to your page here. Thank you, everybody, for being here. This is going to be a good show.
It's very mediocre. I don't think you want to see it.
Oh, no, it is not. First of all, it is not. Oops, I just unshared it. As you can tell, I haven't done this show in a while. There we go. Okay. Boom. No, man, look at that. I mean, I love your stuff. Like there are there's accounts that I'm like, you've got a style. Everybody's, got their own style. Some people develop it, but I know a picture of yours as soon as I see it. And there's things about it, like your use of low light and just the right amount of light to get the story across. And you can tell by just looking at you right now, you know what you're doing with lighting because you look fantastic. I look washed out and like I got a ring light on me, but you look great. You know what you're doing, man. Like, so let's just take a look at some of this stuff. I do want to ask you, like, how did this style develop? You do some photography professionally, right? Did you start out doing professional photography and jump into toy photography? Tell us a little bit about that.
So really, my photography journey started with this hobby.
Okay.
I was using my iPhone in my backyard when I first started. This year will be 8 years since I started shooting. So really, I learned everything through this. I actually used stuff I learned through this for, high school portraits or,
there you go,
corporate photos, stuff like that.
So you turned it into a little bit of a business.
Yeah. So it really, the style that I shoot at now, it gradually evolved into what it is now. I started heavily influenced by ACBA artists because there's a million of them, and it's quite a popular style. So
that's where I first saw your stuff for sure.
I started off emulating those guys a lot, and then I kind of realized some stuff with certain photos. Like I could tell you specific photos where I kind of learned something vital that I ended up using later on. Like for instance, if you scroll down, there's a shot of Punisher looking out of a window. That's like 5 years old now, I think.
Oh, okay. So we're going way down.
Yeah, we're going way down.
I don't usually like to do this to people because
Oh, you see, I like explaining kind of my growth in my process.
No, I love it. I love it because that's what makes gives people an idea. Is it around here?
I think it's up. Actually, I think you passed it.
Okay.
It's kind of just like a white photo, a little up, a little further up. But that's just one specific one that I know. There you go, the one in the middle, the Punisher one.
Whoa, right there. Oh, wow.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. Yep.
That was a pivotal shot for me because that was when I discovered I really like using windows. I really, if you look at my page, you'll see 90% windows.
And doors.
I really enjoy windows. So that shot was kind of where I realized low lighting is something I can really do. Closer shots is something I can really do because ACBA values further out angles and frames.
They like the action. They like the multiple, figures, and I mean it's all over the place at this point. But when I first got into it, I thought they did value the action shots and the fighting and things like that. And
it was more so. This was when I started to kind of notice like, oh, okay, I can kind of do my own version of things, and also that taught me you actually need quite a lot of lights to do dark settings. So like a lot of my posts, they have something that I learned that I ended up implementing. So if you scroll far back enough, nothing that I was shooting, 4 or 5 years ago looks the same as what I'm doing now. So
I did,
it's evolved.
in going through, I did, and I was looking back at some of your stuff on ACBA actually, just to see how long ago that you had gotten on there, and it was like 8 years ago, right? You kind of jumped right
Yeah.
on there when you started out, yeah, on ACBA.
Yeah, I was on Instagram for
I mean,
roughly a
this is
year before I joined ACBA,
okay.
and yeah, it ACBA helped me a lot to learn a lot of different things, but
Hmm.
over time I kind of realized I wasn't as good as at the comic book stuff. I had a much more cinematic mind
You
than a comic.
definitely do. Like this to me is a more in the ACBA style with the
Yeah,
the kind of the solid background, very comic booky, beautiful
yeah,
lighting still, but you can
and
see where your style has evolved. Even though this, I think, aside from some lighting and maybe the background could be, compositionally, this is still great. You know what I mean? And kind of in the line
thank you.
of
Yeah,
stuff you've done. Yeah.
yeah. There's still a common thread, like that Jason shot that was right
Yep.
there. There's so many shots that I have that you still see
This one
what
here,
I ended up doing.
up there.
The one where he's like grabbing a
Oh,
dude, when there's a little bit before that. But yeah, there's just
this one.
you
Oh
can
yeah, there
see
you go.
threads
Cutouts,
of
baby,
what I ended up.
cutouts.
Yeah, I do not use cutouts anymore. I physically cannot use a cutout anymore. But
Dude,
yeah, I evolved to what I do now, and I'm fairly okay with how my photos are turning out currently.
okay, so well, we're gonna go back to that stuff, but I guess I'll jump on that and say, like, what do you think? Do you have specifics as to what you'd like to change up, or what don't you? I mean, you gotta like your work, right? You like your work, but is there something like you want to evolve into, or something you want to work on? For me, honestly, I want to do more like shadow, like play, like
Hmm.
I'm so used to doing product photography now that like I tend to be like, oh, I can't, I got to get that a little bit more light underneath there, you know what I mean? And I tend to, I love the deep shadows, you know what I mean? I love the contrast, and I need to force myself to like let it go sometimes, you know what I mean? And not
Yeah.
try to like bounce too much light onto things. So,
Yeah, I
um,
think it's not my issues with my own work is not stylistic. It's just that there's a better version of every photo in my head that's so much better that it irritates me. so
yeah,
that's
dude,
so
I think you got to
there's
get over
some
that because that's
shots that
everybody, I think.
right, yeah. I can just be very hard on myself, but there's some shots
I
that
hear,
I'm
I hear.
I'm fairly okay with. My the pictures I did of Spider Noir, I thought turned out pretty nice. I liked those. I think those are probably
Yes, I
the
remember those.
ones.
Where
You're
were
creeping up
those?
on them.
Yep.
There they are.
Here we go. Oh yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
those I was pretty cool with because I really like
I
shooting
think you're
black and
cool with this because it's black and white. Yeah, right.
white. That's why I'm cool. Yeah,
Yeah.
that's pretty
I
much
love black and white. I'm doing a project
yeah.
right now where I really want to do the whole thing. I can't do it all in black and white, but I really want to.
Hmm. Hmm.
And I am going to do some. It's going to happen, but I love it, man. I did some noir shots too that I mean, that's his world, right? His world is black and white.
Right.
But
Yeah.
man, these are great. Yeah, I love. This
Yeah.
just looks so, fitting for the character and this setup. And I just love your setups. Even like this little
Thank
piece of light right here coming through the window, and then,
you.
again, your windows
Yeah. Right.
uh,
Must have
is
a window.
great. Got to have a window.
Yeah.
Oh
Yeah.
man, oof! Holy cow,
That one
that's
was my favorite.
fantastic. That's fantastic.
That is probably the closest I've gotten to what was in my head. So
Really,
that's probably yeah,
really.
that's probably why I like that one. And okay, the obvious one that I like is the Mythic Legion skeleton kneeling. You know,
Dude,
that
yeah,
everyone loves that one.
that thing, that this one right here. Oh
Yeah.
my god, that is this is, I think, I don't know if this is when we started talking, but like I know I reached out to you about this, like how great this
Yeah.
was. I think I put it up on
Yeah.
my stories or something like
What's
that.
funny
It's
is that
gorgeous.
one. I think that photo almost killed me when I was taking it. It was.
You
I
said so. You
was.
said. I remember you saying this. Yeah.
Yeah, I was struggling to get anything with that skeleton. But
Hmm.
once I finally got that, I just kind of lucked into it. I was like, "Great, fine." Like I was angry that I that I finally got something. But
But it all works so well. Like what you've done with the webbing. I mean, it does. It looks like everything here looks like life size, like real. It translates perfectly. That webbing looks great. Just the lighting on the brow of the skull and getting enough on the teeth. See, all that stuff, like right there, I'd be tempted to light up more so you could get a little more detail, but you don't need it. It's there. It's
Right.
beautiful. Instagram's a killer because everything's so small, and I tend to look at it that way, and my eyes aren't great at small, close up on small, so I need my glasses, and it's like, I don't know if people are seeing some of the stuff that that I'm putting into these things. So,
Hmm.
but man, I love this. This
It's
is
funny you talking about my lighting because I think your shot of the orc on the throne fundamentally changed my brain chemistry.
oh
So
yeah.
I think, yeah, I
Well,
think I've been chasing one of your shots, and you're talking about you like my shots. So I think that's
well,
just really funny irony.
there was a window, so like
Yeah,
I'm gonna take credit for all your window shots now.
yeah. Oh, the
That's
warm lighting on the stage. That shot,
I
I
love
look at
this.
that weekly.
Oh,
Oh yeah,
thank you.
I did a little write up for that one too
Yeah, this is
that I was
great,
really
man.
happy with.
Beautiful.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I need to get back on Legions. I'm so behind because
yeah,
I
you do.
it's a
Yeah, you do.
struggle to shoot them because I don't have many pieces. A lot of my setups are
Mm,
just kit bashed random. Like
mm.
it'll look crazy outside of the camera, but I just kind of
Yeah,
I try my best to create an illusion.
yeah.
That was one thing that I discovered when I stopped going for the comic book stuff was that detail is and realism is imperfection. And
Mm,
comic books, I think of perfection.
mm-hmm.
So once I realized, well, I'm really good at doing imperfect things, like oh, there's a box randomly on the floor, or there's something like that. That's
Oh
when I
yeah,
really moved
yeah,
into
yeah.
the cinematic stuff. This one's
Yeah, but
okay.
I mean,
I like
that
this one.
doesn't like it doesn't make up for you know what I mean? Like you still need compositionally. This is you need to know what you're doing, and you know what you're doing. Like this is great. First of all, I love a bird's eye shot. Like that's just me, top down, man. I'm all about that. Second of all, the glow from this thing, and just the where you've got the glow placed on the figure is so that's like such a like a lot of people will just like let it off stage to the whole desk. You've got a little bit of a glow there, but that's that's because he's got his hand open. But like the whole thing would just be green, you know what I mean? Just lit up.
Right.
But
Yeah.
it's just so precise as to where it is, and it's great, and it tells a great story. That's the other thing I like about your work. You tell great stories, which I
Thank you.
love.
Yeah.
Yeah,
A lot of people talk about my lighting as my best thing, but me personally, I feel like my best thing is understanding the characters. I really try
absolutely.
to sort of like it's a
Oof.
stoic face most of the time on figures. I'm really trying to sell you
Sure.
on the character's mindset, their identity and stuff. So I work the hardest I think on that, more
Hmm.
so than the lighting. My people talk about my lighting a lot, but it is quite easy, at least in my opinion, because it's a lot of lights not on the figure.
Hmm.
Like
Yeah.
that's pretty
Yeah.
much what it is. A lot
Yeah.
of people they want to put a whole bunch of fills on the figure's face, and they want like
Yeah.
if you look at my photos, the darkest portion is often the figure's torso.
There you go. Yeah. The
I
torso
feel like
and
that's just a
yep.
unimportant area of the figure. You need to get the
Hmm.
outline. You need certain
Yep.
details. So when you have really dim fills and you're lighting up a set, I find that to be very easy. Don't
Mm.
ask me to do anything like white hot or anything like that because
Oh no. Yeah. No. No. No.
I probably fail miserably.
No.
But yeah, man,
Yeah. I mean, it is that is a key because I have mentioned that on Maz's show and stuff to people because I mean the inclination right off the bat is to just shine a spotlight like right out. That's
right,
the first thing you do. Everybody does it because you think that's okay. That's it. You got to get light on them and show them, and then you can tell people backlighting and they don't understand it and bouncing and then and something sparks and you start to understand it and you say it's easy and it's easy now. You know what I
right,
mean? Like I can set up in minutes usually. You have standard things that you do, right? Even though you've
yeah,
changing them up for certain effects and certain, stories that you want to tell or whatever. But even here, like, there's not you can just enough to show like the little tooth. You know what I mean? And it's the Wolf Man. You got the hair. It's great. This is so noir and like just perfect, man. It's beautiful. And
thank
again,
you.
I like this because I would be tempted to have more light in there, and I wouldn't want it. I know I would look at it and go, like, that's too much. Like, I don't need.
Yeah.
I'm not
Yeah,
selling a figure here. I'm not selling a figure. You know what I mean?
I
So stop.
often start off with a lot of fills, but then I just kind of
Hmm.
peel
Okay,
back. Like
back it
that
off.
Storm
Yeah.
Shadow one right there of him with his legs crossed all the way on the
Oh yeah,
left.
yeah, 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 yeah. This is great. Yeah, I love
That
this.
one, very little fill. But initially I was
Hmm.
struggling with that photo because I had a bunch of fill. But
Hmm.
Storm Shadow's got a white outfit on. He really doesn't need
Yeah,
that much
he's
light.
gonna
So once I figured
reflect
that
it.
out,
Yeah,
it became easier.
yeah, yeah.
But
Just
yeah,
some side fills and that green in the back
yeah.
there, and that's all you need. That's great.
And I know you've been wondering about the atmosphere that I use. It's just steam.
Steam,
Yeah, I just have like old steamer, and it's just
dude. You got to upgrade that. Aren't you like? Aren't you like? Aren't you like wetting up your dioramas and stuff like that with the
see
steam?
it doesn't really do that, but also I
Okay. Yeah.
do wet the floors a little bit of the dioramas. That
To
actually
keep.
adds a little bit of detail.
Oh, okay. Just to get that like rain effect or whatever
Yeah,
or moisture. Okay, interesting. Yeah.
yeah. So I do that on purpose, but yeah, water's cheap, and in the room
Love
that
that
I
stuff.
that I shoot in, it's a hardwood floor, so I never really wanted to use aerosol. I didn't know how that was going to mix.
I don't like
So
the aerosol. I'll be honest.
mhm,
Atmosphere aerosol. I've got nothing against it. I just don't personally like it. I think it's got a little bit of a smell, and I think it leaves a film. I will tell
mhm,
you though that these Ninja and Ulanzi foggers now, these handheld things are like to me a miracle because I had a party fogger, you know what I mean, like a fog
mhm,
machine this big, and I made hoses to fit the opening of them, and I would be dragging this hose around and have to move the machine to get behind it, and it was a
mhm.
nightmare. Like I made it work, but it sucked. And now with this thing, you just hold it in your hand, you can get behind the figure,
Right.
you can get underneath the
Yeah,
figure.
that's what I do with the steamer.
Incredible.
I mean,
Yeah.
it's
All
really
right.
old,
Yeah. Well,
but
look into
it
it, man.
works
They're really
great.
good.
So you'll probably see more steam than you will see windows, but that's which is quite a feat.
And this, I
But
think, was one of my picks for the show, right? That Toy Photo Bomb.
yes,
I think this made it in there. Yeah,
yes,
this I love this shot. Again, I'm a sucker for an aerial view, bird's eye view, and just the detail in here. And again, storytelling. Got your window. I
right.
love the little bit of green coming over here. You don't know what's going on over there. I love it. It hits the hair, hits the mask and the cowl and stuff. It's really nice. Love this.
Yeah, I'm trying to put into my mindset to do less overhead when I come back because I did
Mm.
quite a bit of that last time I was shooting, but I do.
I think it's
I
unique,
kind of
man.
love.
I love it. I mean, even this is just a slight, but I mean, it's a tough thing to pull off with figures and make them look not like figures. That's the key. Like I
Yeah,
tell, we always tell people I'm sure if you talk to people and like, what can I do with a shot? And it's a straight on eye level shot. It's like, hey, get below the character and make it
right,
look heroic and big. But you're telling like I like it when you're telling like an intimate story, you know what I mean? There's nothing like heroic. Yeah, you could have Batman like I guess looming over Gordon's desk, you know what I mean, and having
right.
Gordon down here showing him something. It's another way to shoot it, but there's just something more intimate about this that feels like it works better as a slight overhead shot. I really like it. Love
Thank you.
it.
Yeah,
Love the stuff, man.
I'm really hoping to kind of do some new angles whenever I do come back, just to
Hmm.
kind of spice things up. Oftentimes, I'm doing overhead because there's no wall in the background. That's
Oh,
oftentimes what happens.
okay. I mean, that's
Sometimes you don't want the set to look the same. So I'm like, well, if it's just the ground, it doesn't look like
that
it's
is
the
true.
same place as the
That is
last.
true. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So oftentimes
That's a
it's out of
challenge.
necessity. Yeah.
That's a challenge when you don't have a. I mean, I've got a lot of dioramas, but I'm taking a lot of pictures for the same companies and like, or even for myself, and it's like people are gonna recognize this door. People are gonna, you know what I mean. So it's a
Right.
challenge to like take a piece and like let me turn it a little bit and put this piece in front of it, or put some piece of
Yeah.
equipment or something just to mess it up and mix it up and not make it look like you said like the same place every time. I don't recognize that. I got to be honest in your work. Like the background, you do a great job in making the background there,
Hmm.
but receding. Like I don't. I see little details here. It's like a John Byrne style, like you know, technical drawing in the background. You know, like of like a, it's there, but
Hmm.
it's not there enough to like get in the way of the action of the shot, the picture on the shot, and so like yeah,
Yeah,
it's
all of
fantastic.
that is just to sell an illusion. I'm like,
Yep.
well, this is the same wall. I have to figure out how to make it look different.
Yep. Exactly.
Because there's some guys that I'm like, do you have a new piece every week? Like, I wish I had your budget.
I know.
Like, I'll look at
I
Johnny's
know.
photos sometimes, and I'm like, there's no way that you have another new dio. Like,
I know.
I
I
could
know.
never do that. I wish
Yeah,
I could do that.
he is like that. I have a lot of dials, but I don't think anybody's got as many as Johnny does.
Yeah,
It's nuts.
but yeah, I'm really just often spending the most time on the background. So I'm glad that you actually enjoy the little bit that you get to see.
I tell people all the time. Again, it's another kind of a noob thing that like you get a new dio and you want everybody to see that dio, every aspect of it. So the figure is this big, and the wall or whatever is like the majority of the photo, which could be good in some
Right,
respects, but not usually the way it's shot. And I'm like, don't be so enamored with your background. Like it's there to
right,
support your subject. And all you need to do is like see a little bit of it to understand it's a brick wall. I can understand it's a brick wall. I don't need to see all the graffiti or be able to read it all. He'll
right.
have chances to show all that stuff. So yeah. I got to ask you quick about the Parks wannabe. Gordon Parks, photographer for Lifetime. Was it Life or National Geographic or Life? I
It was
think right.
life. It was life.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
love Gordon Parks' work.
Okay.
Um,
So just a fan of his work.
yeah, his lighting, his framing. He told so many stories.
Yeah. Yeah.
He directed the original Shaft, which is kind of
Oh my
random.
God, that's right.
Yeah,
Oh my God, I never put that together, man. I
yeah,
never put that together because I know his work, but wow, no
yeah.
kidding.
But
That's cool.
I have several of his photos just kind of saved in my phone in like a folder. Like
Yeah.
his pictures of Muhammad Ali are some of my favorites because
Hmm.
um, one thing that, and this is kind of random, but one thing that happens with legends, especially sports ones, over
Hmm.
time is that we kind of forget how young they were.
Oh yeah.
And if you look at some of Gordon Parks, some of his photos of Muhammad Ali, you kind of see him humanized a whole lot more
Mm.
than some other ones. He's
Yeah.
oftentimes just at like a staircase or in a window in the kitchen or something,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
that's when I go, "Oh, he was like 20." Like, you know what I
Yeah.
mean?
He
Like,
was
oh,
a kid.
he
Yeah. He was a
right, he was
kid.
just a kid that was fundamentally changing his sport and how people viewed people like him and stuff like that. So Gordon Parks is just one of my all-time favorite photographers.
Awesome.
So
Yeah. I would suggest anybody to go look up his work because it is incredible and a lot of black and white.
yeah.
Um, Beautiful work. I love that. I really just want to do like a lot of black and white. I used to get on kicks of doing like styles at one point it was sort of like the old mat like chiaroscuro, you know what I mean, like really deep
Mm-hmm.
browns and blacks and like that one window light, you know what I mean, like lighting the whole thing. uh nah, I haven't had time to experiment, but I want to. Thomas said loves the sets and these shots, fully built out worlds. Absolutely.
Thank you very much.
Love pics that tell stories. Alex does that very well. Exactly. See,
I
you were going to
told
kick
y'all
him
to
out.
ban him. We
You were going
shouldn't
to
have.
kick him out, and then yeah. What's up, Wade? Those party fog machines are bitches. They heat up and make a mess, and all types of dumb fucking bullshit. This is true. Yeah, they can be a bitch. There's times when the hose would fall off, and then the room is just filled with fog, and I'm like trying to get it on the shot. Yeah.
Steam is the way, I'm telling you.
I'm telling you, Smoke Ninja. You Smoke Ninja, you'll never go back, man. It's like it's incredible. Or that Ulanzi thing is fine too. You can get one of those. 796 saying, "Look at this legend." Uh, I use atmosphere and it definitely leaves something behind. Yeah, I don't love it.
Yeah,
Don't.
that's why I went with the water. I was like, it's just gonna evaporate. It's not going to.
This is a good. Does the mess with the joints? on the poses here,
No,
or is
none.
it no? Okay,
Because
just
if
kind
you
of
look,
evaporates off, right?
yeah, and if you look, I'm not spraying it directly on the
Okay,
figures. It's in front of the lights. I
okay.
even in shots that you don't notice the steam, I probably use the steamer too, just because
Okay.
I'm addicted at this point. It's a
Me too.
horrible
Like I
habit
can't do a shot without fog. It just has to be there. Like
because
whether you see it or
it just
not.
works as just anything.
It's atmosphere. To me, it's
Right.
atmosphere. It's like we don't see you don't see it sitting here in your room, but like if I don't know, it just adds. Like it's just there's something about it that like obviously there are shots outside where you're going to see that a lot more, but even inside, like it just there's something about it that it adds a
Right.
level of depth to it and just interest. It kind of varies, the depth in the shot. I don't know. I just love it. It's fantastic. All right, what do you say we get on here and move on with our
Finally, stop talking about that
selections?
horrible work.
Oh, stop it. Stop it. Go follow Alex N. Richardson. Link is in the description down below. I'll try and put a link. Let's see if I can throw it in the chat here right now. Can I do that? Boom. There you go. All right. So this first one is one of my picks, and it's kind of a. It's interesting. This guy, I don't know if you've ever heard of him before. It's David Leventhal. He is like an artist. This guy's been doing this for a while, like since I think the late '80s.
Oh,
And his work is like a lot of miniature work. It's very arty, but he's gotten more into like he was into cowboys for a while. He's doing war now. I don't even know what these figures he's using. I don't know if these are static figures or like like little miniatures or whatever. But man, his work is unbelievable. So it's kind of an honorable mention because he's a pro. But the fact is, I'm looking at this thing and I'm like, my God, there's only 159 people who've liked this thing. Like more people just need to know about his work. In the art world, people know about his work, but I don't think that people, in our world know about his work. It's incredibly beautiful stuff. Like it's just
that's gorgeous.
yeah, it's all just beautiful, and it's a lot of this. There's some autofocus work, and um, it's just it's just fun. He's got some color work that he does with these things. He's done Barbie dolls. I think he did a whole series of Barbie dolls back in the day.
That one's
Um,
great. That one's my
yeah,
favorite thing that you've shown.
this one right
That
here.
one
Yeah,
looks,
this is
yeah, that one
gorgeous.
looks really good.
Yeah, it's
I want
gorgeous.
you to know when you said he's been doing this for a while, I'm thinking, oh, like 2008, not
Oh no. Like
not the
I
80s.
believe he started in the '80s, but he may have started even before that. Um, and I think one of his first things was doing Barbie work like this.
Wow.
Yeah, and then moved on to like miniatures. Um, and he's got a whole book now, Vietnam. I got to pick this book up because it looks incredible. But yeah,
That
I
looks
mean,
really
go. I love the cowboy work. He's done some incredible cowboy stuff.
good. Ooh,
Um,
yeah.
it's just kind of like found toys. Like this stuff. I love this stuff. That's a little out of focus, a little Polaroidy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's just all about the motion and the color blocking and the composition and not so much about the details of the figure or anything like that.
Right.
It's a
And it's
cool lesson,
fascinating.
you know.
Yeah, it's fascinating just how to scale everything feels. I don't really feel like I'm looking at something tiny.
Right? Like how? I mean, here's your lighting right here, like right, here's the window lighting. It's beautiful, man. It's beautiful work, and it's all unique. Again, just playing with shadows and shape and color. This is the kind of stuff I would love to do more of. I kind of envy people who do this kind of stuff. But yeah, go check out David Leventhal, man, for sure. Follow him. I mean, he's only got 1,800 followers. It's insane.
Super cool.
Dude's a legend. So yeah, go check it out. All right, next up. So that was the my sort of honorable mention. This is my first one, and that's only because I have 7. So I tried to I usually would start with a guess, but you did 6, so I did 7. Toys R Us Kids 81. This is I don't think they put their name on here, so I'm not sure of the name. But I know that they are actually. I should know this because they are on ACBA, and I should have looked them up. But sometimes
Yeah,
if
I'm
you don't put your
familiar.
name on Instagram, I don't like to say it just in case you don't want people to know it.
Yeah,
It's a whole different world. But man, I love this shot. Man, I told him on ACBA too when he posted it. Like, this is gorgeous. Normally the blue. I like the blue. Like, it's a little unrealistic in terms of like, the way a night sky would be. But I love the over saturation of the colors, and I
yeah,
like the texture that he's got in the figure. I like the pose that he's got on it, and the angle all works. The moon. I don't know. Just something about it spoke to me, and I dug it.
yeah. It looks. One thing that I like about it, when I first saw it, is that it kind of proves to me that there aren't really too many rules in this, because
Hmm.
normally if you describe this picture to me on paper, I would go, well, that's too much blue. You need
Yeah.
you need to break up
Yeah.
all the blue. It's just too much blue.
Yeah.
But here, that's not even remotely a problem. It
It's
works.
not, because I think there's a lot of. I mean, the wolf is white, right? So
Yeah,
like it plays on the colors, and there is enough white light that he's used the moon and he's lit from the moon to make it look as
yeah,
if that light is coming from there. And he's taken a little liberty with that as well, and it's not coming right
yeah,
from behind it, but I like it. I don't know. It comes across to me like a painting,
yeah,
that just somebody is playing with the color, the blue. And again, like, he's not going. He's going for a cool vibe here, a cool look, but it's not realism because, again, the sky wouldn't necessarily be that blue,
right.
or maybe it's a real picture that you just kind of oversaturated. But it doesn't look oversaturated to me. It looks nicely balanced. It's just very blue, and I like it. I don't know.
Absolutely.
I
Yeah,
think it's
it
really
looks
cool.
great to me.
That was a good.
Oh,
That was a nice secondary shot too. I
yeah,
love
that's
that
great.
that pose. That's cool. But a good setup. I mean, the trees look good. They look in scale. Um, just a feeling of motion in this, you know what I mean, and threat,
Yeah.
and it's really good. Um, yeah, I don't know if Toys R Us Kids. I don't know if they're here or not, but I don't know. Anyway, Toys R Us Kids 81 on Instagram. Very good ACBA stuff. This is so cool. I love
Oh,
this
that's dope.
Doom photo behind Doom. Is so good.
That's so
Great,
dope.
really creative. I like this kind of stuff. I love, like, just using like that looks like it's like a plastic bag, but it's coming off as some sort of crinkly time, you know, uh,
Portal sort of thing. Yeah, it looks great.
portal. Yeah, it's so cool.
Very Terminator feeling with
Very
the
much.
alleyway and
Yeah,
everything.
very much. Some great ACBA stuff. Lots of great dios and things like that. Usually very colorful. So like that definitely is their style. But hey, here you go. Here's some windows and some light in the
Oh,
dark.
oh
That's
yeah. Oh,
beautiful. Damn,
best one.
that's
Windows.
that's
Windows.
gorgeous. That is
Oh man, that
gorgeous.
looks great.
I'm gonna save that one because I
I
like that a
missed out
lot.
on that. What is that? That ramen toy car? Is that what that is? I missed out on that.
I think that's what that is. Yeah, I've missed out on the cars too. But I bought like an RC car that I was going to use for something, and I never shot it. And so I'm like,
Mm.
do I want to go out and get more vehicles that I'm not going to use? I do want that van. When they come out with that van, I think I'm getting one of
Oh
those.
yeah, they just showed that, didn't they? Or at least I
Yeah,
just saw
yeah,
it.
yeah,
Yeah, that
yeah.
looks really good.
That looks really good.
I love the
Um,
saturation on these shots.
yeah,
I'm I'm
yeah, beautiful,
I'm
right?
trying to work my way up and do more color because I kind of didn't for a long time. And
I
when I
like
see
this a
stuff
lot.
like this, I'm like, I must use
Yeah,
more Ulanzis. I must, because woo,
yeah.
that looks
I love this. Another
yeah,
great setup. The rats, they make sense here. They're not just like,
yeah,
skulls look great. This just looks like Doom in a lower chamber of his castle, man. It's
yeah,
fantastic. Really, really good stuff. Great stuff. Toys R Us Kids 81. Give them a follow. Let's get some more followers up there. Really good stuff. Love it. Fantastic. All right, jumping over to your first one, and somebody I knew of, but I'm not sure I was following him at the time. Century Productions. This is Spencer Cole. I think I was following Spencer actually. Another ACBA like
Yeah.
dude who's been doing it a long time, and talk about cutouts, man. Like this
Yeah.
is like perfection.
Yeah. I was
Cutouts.
watching Century's reviews when I was real young.
Mm-hmm.
So when he came back like a couple years ago and started taking pics more consistently again, and I was like,
Right.
oh, like I remember watching your stuff, and his comic book stuff is what I wish I could do,
Mm-hmm.
oftentimes, but
Mm-hmm.
I just physically cannot anymore. Like it's just completely gone. But
Right.
there's some things that he does where I'm like, I would actually just want a comic that was just figures with cutouts, and
Yeah.
this in particular
Absolutely.
is just
Yep.
perfect. Just
Yeah.
the Dutch angle, the pose, the clean lighting. Again, the perfection and imperfection thing. His
Mm-hmm.
perfection is very high with the clean lighting. The
For
cutouts
sure.
just are crisp, perfectly placed. It is really well done.
Really well done, and even just the little detail of the shield and like
Yeah,
the intro. What do you call it? I should know this. Drop cap for the his. It screams like things you'd see in Marvel comics. You know what I mean? Back in the day, or even
absolutely.
now. And even the larger type to emphasize, it's just really well done. I don't know if he wrote all this or if this is from a book, that he like, took it from. But man, it's great. This head sculpt. What head sculpt is this?
Oh, that's the Legends head sculpt.
Is it really? I don't have
Yeah,
Nick Fury. Damn, that's really
yeah.
good.
That was a 3 pack. I still need to backtrack and get it, but
Yeah, I
yeah,
don't
they.
have it.
I'm forgetting the name of who sculpts their heads now. Um,
Um.
I'm forgetting his name,
Uh.
but he's been doing incredible work.
Yeah. Jesus, I got his book. Um.
Right,
Oh my God, I gotta go look it up. Keep
right,
talking about this one.
right. Yeah, but this is just like I think this might be my favorite photo that Sentry did. He did do a Daredevil one like a year or so ago that was also really good, but this might be my favorite one that he did.
Is
I'm
it
not
Paul
sure.
Harding? Is that a Paul Harding sculpt or no?
I think it's Harding. I
Okay.
think it's Harding.
Harding's been doing like the Hulk and stuff like
Yeah,
that. Really cool. Like Doctor
it's
Strange, I think he did that
yeah,
that throwback Doctor Strange. Yeah, man. Like there you go. I mean, like right, like so comic book, man. This is so good.
and
Yeah,
again,
you're right.
something I
This.
wouldn't be able to do. I'd be like, oh, the logo's too bright, and
Yeah, exactly,
the
exactly. But
sky
it
isn't
works. Like
right, but
I
it's
mean, cutouts, man. Like there you
yeah,
go. Like people love them. There you go. This is kind of stuff that I never got into. I admire people who do this well. There are people
yeah,
who do it and it's okay, but this when you do it well, man, like this is great.
yeah. His
Um,
is
I mean, look at that.
his
Look at
and
that.
yeah,
Amazing. That's
his
amazing.
and Posable Productions.
Yes. Yeah.
They do the best cutouts in my opinion. It's just
Absolutely.
you don't even really notice that it's a 2D image with a 3D subject. Like that is crazy.
I know. This is a. I mean, that's a comic book panel right there, man.
Yeah.
That's insane. That's
As a
incredible.
Punisher fan, I really enjoy that one.
There you
Yeah,
go.
that one looks really good.
Oh wow, that's nice.
But yeah, he's
Wow,
been killing it lately.
it's wild. Wow.
And that Nick
Amazing.
Fury shot really caught my eye because I was like, no, like there's nothing wrong with this.
Right.
There's
Like
nothing
there
I
you
would.
go. Like white hots, just really good posing and just white hot, man. Like
Yeah,
again, like not my not my jam, but like I love it. I
yeah,
respect it when Boog does it, and shout out to Boog too for getting married, man. Congrats, man. Just the other day. Yeah, how cool is that? That's great. Look at the. I
yes,
mean, this is a great use of cutouts. You know what I
right.
mean?
And it's
It's,
fairly unconventional because
yeah, for
generally
sure.
it's just word bubbles that people like using a lot. But like,
Mm-hmm.
no,
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to make an entire crowd
That's right. And the
of
background.
cardstock.
Yeah,
Like
right.
what?
Amazing. Yeah, the cutout
So
game is killer. The dialogue, balloons,
yeah, I was so hyped
amazing.
that he was finally shooting Joe's. That
Yeah,
was
nice. That's great.
I was very hype about that.
This is almost off-brand a little bit. There's no
A little
cutouts.
bit,
There's no. Maybe that's a cutout in the
but
background.
he has range. That's
Yes,
also
exactly.
great.
Yeah, 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 for sure.
You
Oh
might
man,
get
look at
photos like
that.
that.
Damn, that's good. I remember that one on ACBA. Really cool. Awesome stuff. Sentry, been doing it for a long time, Spencer. 17.5 followers, you can tell. It's got a YouTube for reviews, right? Century Productions.
Yep,
So yay, let's get him up even further. Going to
absolutely.
18. All right. All right, my next one here is all mood, man. This is all mood. Somebody else
Dude,
new. Blast Shield 1138. This just hit me because of the atmosphere. You know, you and I, we
yeah,
just talked about it. Love the atmosphere. And this, I think, just hit the feel of the scene to me. Like this felt like a still from Jabba's palace. You know what I mean? And he doesn't even really have. There's some things going on in the background. I don't know what they are. I don't know if it's the Dio or not. It doesn't even matter. Like,
right,
and I've told people this on Maz's show too. Like, don't just shoot in front of black. Just shoot in front of black for now. Fill it with some smoke. Fill it with some light. Don't worry about a diorama if you don't have a diorama. It's one of the ACBA things, right? Like no dio, no
right,
problem. Um, and this is like there looks like he's got the stand for Jabba and everything, but beyond that, it doesn't look like there's much of a diorama here. But man,
right.
it's great. The
Yeah,
god
that's
lighting from the top, you know what I mean? The blue hue to it. I know some people are gonna bust my balls about loving the blue, but whatever. And the atmosphere. The atmosphere is what got me. This is just so cool and told a great
yeah.
story.
I think my favorite thing about it is that it looks very 70s.
Mm-hmm.
Like it has this
Yeah,
older,
cinematically, right? Cinematically, yeah. Mm-hmm.
right. It has this like older kind of, you know,
Yep.
a whole lot of film grain,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know,
Yeah.
it just kind
Yep.
of it has that grit to it. That's what really catches my
Yep.
eye about it, which I think is very difficult to capture today
Mm-hmm.
with, DSLRs and,
Yeah.
light cubes
You
and everything.
you almost have to add it in post. And
Right.
I don't know if they did or not. But what I also like is the it's a pretty shallow focus, on Jabba,
Yeah.
and everybody else just falls off a little bit. Like the temptation would be to kind of keep everything, in focus in this shot. And at least down to like Leia and what's his face there, Salacious Crumb. But no, they fall off a little bit. Still recognizable. I love it. It just gives it so much depth, and like you said, very 70s cinematic, which
Yeah.
of course, 70s, 80s when this came out fits it. It's
Right.
fantastic. So love it. Love it, love it, love it. Now, Blast Shield is new to me as well, so I don't know a lot of their work, but some nice stuff. A lot of Star Wars, obviously based on the name Blast Shield 1138. That's a nice shot right there. That's
Oh, that's
beautiful.
really good.
That's very ACBA with that background right there. Really
Yeah,
nice.
that's
Really
super
nice.
nice.
I don't know if this was where he was. Okay, that's a behind the scenes. You can see where he's getting that light from. There you go. This was another great one. I remember
Ooh,
this from
yeah.
May. You know, again, same. He's nailed this feel. Like this is perfect. I hope this is okay. No name here, but like I hope they got the cantina, because if they got the cantina, you know, I feel like Matt Cohn's already done all the great shots from that already. But I
Oh my
think
gosh,
that
that dude's unfair. Let's
uh,
not talk about him. But
uh,
Blast Shield's work is really nice because
yeah,
it's not overly complicated.
yeah. No, no, no.
That's
He's
one
keeping it
thing that people can fall
pretty.
into. They can be like, "Oh, I need 400, stand-ins in the back, and I need it."
Right.
It's like you don't need to go that deep. Just
I
have a
love
nice photo.
this. There you go. Look at that. That's great.
Wow, that's dope.
That's the NECA figure. Oh man, that's a real wow. I did not think that
Oh
that
man,
was an
wow.
actual moon, one of
I
those
didn't
glowy
either.
moons. I thought that was like just a backdrop that he had up there. That looks great. That's
Yeah.
really nice. That's really nice.
Okay, I
Really
take it back.
nice.
The behind the scenes does look a little complicated, but the photo doesn't look overly complicated.
Yeah, this is a really good setup, man. I mean,
Yeah,
just the depths of the trees and even just this, moss stuff that you can get at Michaels and stuff. It
yeah.
really
That took a
it
little bit of
works.
time, but
Yeah, that backdrop too. I think that's just a flat
yeah,
backdrop that they must have painted up or something. Really, really nice. That's
that's
gorgeous,
very
man.
nice.
Fantastic. Fantastic. Oh, that's nice too. Look at that. Ooh,
Oh yeah,
ooh, beautiful stuff.
and I like
Good
that he's
work.
doing stuff that I don't often see with Star Wars photos because with
There you go. You don't
A
see that
Star
often.
Wars photo, you could throw a penny 2 inches to find a Star Wars photo on Instagram,
Exactly.
but his
Exactly.
stuff is very unique.
Yeah. Ooh, very nice Frankenstein shot. That's
Oh
cool.
wow.
Black and white, baby. Black and white. Need to do a black and white like week or something like that, and just have everybody do
We
black
need
and
to
white
get you on the
shots.
black and white, man. You need to scratch that itch.
Yeah, no, I'm doing it, man. I'm doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I am channeling some people that you'll see hopefully soon. Really nice stuff. Good work. Blast Shield 1138. Go check them out. Arizona based too. There you go. AZ. All right, moving on. This was yours. Oh, I don't know if you want to skip this one. We can skip it, but it's totally up to you.
Well, I'm fine with doing charity work. Um, I'll throw him a bone. So I know you've done Cap Live stuff
Oh
before
yeah,
on the
Cap's been
show,
on here a
and
couple times now. Brian's
his
been on here.
steel shots are just, it's like
Yeah.
effortless. It's just
Mm-hmm.
like the only reason I haven't bought this figure yet is because I don't want to try and compete with his photos of steel. Like it's just fantastic. To me, it proves that you don't need much. You just need
Yeah.
to practice and just know how to take a picture. Like it's a figure in a black background and some lights.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's
But
not
this is
that fancy.
hard.
Right.
It's not as easy as people think. That's the thing.
Right.
You know what I mean? It is a good place to start. You know what I mean? But
Right.
it's a good place to start because it's going to force you to look at how your lights are interacting with your figure and
Right.
not the background. But in order to get a good shot that is interesting just on a black background with especially this is basically a monotone figure except for the
Right.
cape. You know, it's one color, which does look pretty cool.
Right.
But just the flow of the cape around him. I mean, Brian always does stuff, compositionally. It's always awesome stuff. But lighting wise, this is incredible. Yeah, it's
Yeah, I
beautiful.
really like how Caravaggio esque
Yes. Oh,
his
dude,
steel shots look. Like the
that's
deep contrast is just excellent, and it's just very
Caravaggio is one of my favorites.
yeah. Oh my
Yeah,
gosh,
it's beautiful.
his lighting is ridiculous.
Hmm.
But I just really like how stoic he feels too. It's a person that's covered in metals and things, so
Yeah.
he looks like a statue. It looks
Hmm.
sculpted. It looks like artwork to me, and I always try and tell people
Yeah.
like you don't need to go for intricate setups and a whole bunch of figures and like crowds and like a bunch of crazy lights. Work on simple stuff.
Hmm.
Like this is very simple. It's sophisticated technique. Work on the
But it's
technique.
and it still tells a story. You know what I mean? His
Right.
posing has told a story here. There's a pensive
Right.
look to Steel. He's kind of grabbing that hammer. It's part of him. Is how different is he from this you know hammer? You know what I mean? Like
Right.
it's great, man. It's really really cool. I mean, I know he's got some other thoughts behind this and stuff in his write up, but man, it's just gorgeous work. And
Yeah.
there you go. There's some
Oh my gosh, that one was dope.
some top down
And
work there.
I've
I
talked
want to see
to
that.
Brian over the years because
Hmm.
he's asked for a lot of advice, and oftentimes I just told him just like, hey, just work on stuff. Like you don't need to go crazy. Oftentimes, one of the hardest things for new photographers is taste versus ability. And
Hmm.
it's like, oh, I really like I really like Simon Hill's stuff. I want to do something like that. And it's like, well, you don't have any dials. You can't you can't do that. So you need to
Right, right, right.
like work on something else. And he's been killing it over the past couple of years, just really just honing in on his style and stuff. And he's just
I don't think there's many people that do better punch shots than Brian. Like I
yeah.
bring up a couple of his shots every time on Maz's show when people are trying to do these fights,
Hmm.
these fight shots, and I'm like, you gotta shoot the follow through, man, and yet your figure still has to be kind of looking at the subject.
Right.
It's a whole thing that he's got down like just perfectly. I wish I could find that one. Oh, well, this was on the show, I think,
Yes,
a
which is
couple months
just
ago. Again,
crazy good.
just like Steel, just telling a story without having even a figure in it, which is insane. Yeah, I mean things like this,
Yeah.
like just again, this is your, your window lighting, but like not even having a lot of detail in the eye here to kind of like take away that sting of that, that sort of stoic look on these figures that we get. That actually looks as if he's looking. I mean, his line of sight is looking down, but he could even be like his eyes could be half closed. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like you just don't know. It's so good.
And it's very emotional, even though it's just a stoic
Super
face.
emotional.
You can tell he's contemplative, not just because of the fist, but how it's lit. No one sits in a room that dimly lit and they're having a good time. In my opinion,
Yep.
He's definitely thinking about something, which I think is
This actually reminds me of your Magneto shot. That Magneto shot which I can't believe we didn't show the with the chess pieces. Man, that was insane. Again, like I'll come back to that later on. Like great. Look at the composition on this.
And also unconventional. I haven't seen anyone try a chop to the midsection shot. Like that's it's actually quite rare.
Yeah.
It's normally your standard attack, so I think it's super dope. If only Brian was an insufferable person. I think that I think that would make his work a little bit better.
I don't have any problem with you, Brian.
He's just a diva. He's just nonstop. But yeah,
I'm trying to find out that shot. I mean, any of these, like this is a fantastic punch shot.
Oh yeah,
and just a great shot overall. I swear I've gone through. Whatever. Instagram sucks, but oh god, it's so good, man. And then you get into some mirror stuff down here with light and shadow. Stuff like this, I just love of his.
Yeah,
just like that's such a story here. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
Like, where do you see somebody like literally like leaning on the person's head? You know what I mean? That happens in like a shakedown type of talk to us type of situation, and it's like so good, man. Posing is just ridiculous. Really good stuff, man.
He's really been killing it, in my opinion. Just firing off on all cylinders.
Well, if he wasn't a diva before, after all this, now he's
oh my gosh, he's
full of stuff.
You're gonna have to block him. He's gonna just tag you and everything.
Good stuff, Cap. Good stuff, Brian. Brian also uses a light swell to hide the joints in the shot. Yeah, that's true too. Yeah, for sure. And and when you're going to do ACBA stuff, and you're not going to take out. I don't take out joints anyway, but I know some people do like to do that stuff. But Wade says Cap lives leveled up after that steel came out.
Pretty much.
That's funny. Good stuff. Oh yeah, that's true, man. Yeah, why don't you have that steel figure? That's
no.
I would think
I'm leaving that as in Brian's lane. I can't.
Oh, okay.
I'd be chasing that, and then it wouldn't look the same, and then I'd get irritated. And
yeah, I know how you feel. There are certain figures where once somebody's done something with them, I'm like, I'm just not even going to bother with this figure.
Right.
There's stuff that I haven't shot because I've just seen people do definitive shots with it. So
yeah.
All right. Next up, we got one of mine, and this is Sully from Behind the Plastic YouTube show. Great YouTube show. Is it Behind the Plastic? Behind the Plastic. Yes, Behind the Plastic. Which is a great YouTube show. 12 minutes, I think, for some reason. Ask a bunch of questions. It's a lot of fun. Just 12 minutes. But Sully does great work, and this just was like perfect timing. Just after some of the trailers had come out back in June. I think it's super fun. I like the setup. I like the use of like the real life photography integrated with the toys. You know what I mean? As a composite, like it's really, really well done.
Yeah, I mean that's seamless. It's like
everything.
You can't find any. Right.
No. Yeah, I don't think he has it behind the scenes, but there's nothing here that the card is obviously the toy. I don't know if this floor is somehow integrated back here, or I mean, you can't tell.
Yeah, I don't. When you
I don't know. There's reflections in the floor, so I mean, obviously, this floor is something that he shot in the store.
Yeah, when you sent this, like, I think I'm gonna do this one. I was like, no, what is happening? Like, this is just like.
What?
This is trippy.
Real life,
right? Like what? What's going
It
on?
is. Yeah, I want to check and see if he's got a behind the scenes for this one because I don't. I thought I had seen something, but I don't remember. But I mean everything, just like even just matching the lighting from the store. You know what I mean? Which is just
Yeah,
it's just very bright, but he's got good light and shadow in this anyway. Even though everything's kind of brightly lit by fluorescent lights, I thought just the look on Wolverine's face pushing the cart. Just it's just funny, man. Just a
yeah.
funny shot. I
The
love
best
humor.
thing is how in scale everything feels.
Yes.
Because like
Mm-hmm.
I don't feel like, well, first off, the compositing is so good that you can't
Mm-hmm.
even tell that it's composite. I
Yeah.
kind of thought you sent some cosplay when you first sent the thing. I was like, we're doing that on the show now, but even the toys that are in
Mm-hmm.
Deadpool's lap and everything just
Yep.
like we are in this world
Yep.
that these toys inhabit. That's
And
it's
the key
crazy.
to this, I've seen people do this before, and I've even done it myself with certain things. I'm trying to think of what, because I usually have a lot of props and stuff in between whatever background I have. But occasionally, there's been occasions where you gotta change the depth. If that's a background photo and it doesn't have, you know what I mean, like there's going to be depth to it, but you've got to match. If this was like a sharp photo all the way back, like you've got to blur some things out in the background to make it look like that's in the distance for the scale of these figures. You know what I mean? It's just a
Right.
tricky thing to make sure it all looks like it was taken, on the spot right there. This little piece of whatever this little rack is over here on the right is just the right amount of out of focus for where they are in the shot in comparison in relationship to that. You know what I mean? It's not in focus. It's just out of focus, and then the
Right.
things further back. It's just really well done. Beautiful stuff, and like it's not like Sully's got some great style. Like look at
Oh
this.
wow.
I mean, this is beautiful. So he's done a lot of this composite stuff. I'm pretty sure a lot of this is composited as well.
That's great.
It's not
Yeah, he
all
had a
that way.
window. I love that one.
The window, gotta love the window.
Right.
I'm gonna see if he's got a behind the scenes for that shot. I swear he did, and I would love that we're talking about this. I would love to see that. Should have looked this up beforehand, probably. Uh, where are we? Where's this? What was this? This is November 23, so it'd be up further. I
It'll
don't
be
know.
really
I'll
crazy.
go back to and see if I can find it and bring us back to it later on. But man, just so good. I really want to see. Well, he's got the couch one, so this is the composite that he did. I don't know if he's. There you go.
I was about to say it's going to be really crazy if you found it and it was
Look at
he
that.
built a store and scale.
Mm-hmm.
There was no compositing for that
Yeah,
one.
right.
That's wild.
Yeah, this is a lot of work. Like I know in the ACBA world, like compositing, obviously not something that's looked on, but it's not easy. Like you don't,
Oh no.
you know what I mean? Like it's hard to match the lighting of a scene, and take the shot and then bring everything into it and make it look as if even shadows on the couch. When you look at
Right.
his leg, it's not the shadow that's on this couch. It's completely there's nothing there, and then he's got the shadow there, and it just looks really natural and nice.
Yeah,
Even
this
even no
type of
matter what
stuff
he
is
does to it.
just another skill in itself.
Yep,
It's another
absolutely.
form of art, and it's just like this is on a mind blowing level. So anyone that's trying to shop stuff and composite stuff, don't think you're going to do this. If you if you're watching right now, don't think
No,
that you're going to be this good. This is crazy.
yeah, no, absolutely not. This takes a while. It's a whole other skill level. I tell people, and I think I've like kind of instilled this a little bit in the ACBA community since I've been in there, that Photoshop is not a bad word,
Right.
even if you don't want to take out stands or you don't want to like make lightsabers or whatever. Like it's got its uses even just for you know light and shade and
Yeah.
changing the levels on your shot and the colors and stuff. You know what I mean? Like it's a tool. It's just a tool.
Right. Yeah. I use Lightroom for all
Yeah,
my stuff, and
yeah.
I I don't think I'd
Gorgeous.
function without being able
No,
to tweak certain things. It's like the camera can only do so much for me. I need like just a little tiniest bit of tweaks and stuff. So,
absolutely, absolutely. Me
but
too.
this stuff
Yeah,
is just like ridiculous. Like I'm
yeah. Beautiful work. And he's a super nice guy. Again, the show Behind the Plastic is a lot of fun. Go check that out. That's nice.
Wow.
Alex Ross there. Very nice.
Love Alex Ross's
Ooh,
stuff.
ooh. That's cool.
Whoa.
I didn't see that one. That's nicely done.
That's super cool. Yeah, his
Yeah,
stuff's
he
great.
tries a lot of stuff. You know what I mean? He's into a lot of different things. Like I don't know what this is.
What?
That is Sully. And the
That's
Swedish
very
Chef.
rad.
There you go. That's kind of fun, man. I never thought about putting myself in. Ooh, I mean, like that's
Oh
gorgeous.
yeah.
Like, damn, that's
And I might be
nice.
a bit biased because I really love Temple of Doom, but that's really good.
Mm-hmm. Same. Yeah, same. Wow, beautiful, good, great stuff. Sully, not a blur, not a bird, not a plane photography. It looks long, but it's really not that hard to type in. So go look for Sully. Again, all the links are, if they're not in the chat or in the description right now, they're on my story right now. I'm going to put them in there, and everybody will be up on. Oh yeah, so this is nuts. Like I had
Whoa.
to show this one because we talked about this one on Maz's show, and this was fantastic. I think this actually was somebody's pick too for one of the months. So this might be Sully's second. I'm not sure.
That's really
That's
cool.
fantastic though. Yeah, really nicely composited, or I mean composed. This isn't. This is all in camera. Very nice, good stuff. All right, next up. Oh, how fortuitous for our subject matter.
Oh yeah.
Lord Bev.
Oh yeah.
Oop, sorry, I clicked off it. There we go. Boom. This is
Yeah,
cool. I remember seeing this.
yeah.
I love this.
He's been killing it, and this one really caught my eye. Take the figures out, and this is just a phenomenal set. Like I mean, like
Yeah,
this is
yeah.
pinpoint accurate perfection of a set, and
Mm-hmm.
the lighting is very realistic.
Yeah.
It's just, and obviously I'm a bit biased because I love the characters, but just this whole crossover idea with,
Mm-hmm.
Indiana Jones and them looking at the helmet
The
and
Rocketeer. Yeah.
it looks so natural. We're at Short Round's
Yep.
view of the Rocketeer helmet, and just we're curious with him.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Mm-hmm.
a very active scene, and
Yep.
that's something that I think is very underappreciated in the hobby. Is like, well, the figures are just standing there. Like if it's not an action scene, you still have to make it lively,
Right.
and
Right.
and this
Exactly.
looks
Yeah.
very lively to me. And like
Absolutely. Yeah.
even using that face for Indy, where he's kind
I
of
was
smiling.
just gonna say that. It's exactly
Yeah,
what I was gonna say. Yeah.
it's just perfect. You know
Yep.
what's happening without even
Yep.
reading the caption, or
Mm-hmm.
you don't even need to know the characters. You just kind of
Yep.
know what's happening. So
I mean, the caption is great and it explains it, but you don't even really need it. You're making your own
right,
story in there. You know what I mean? He's curious. Indy's like, oh, yeah, you found that, huh? That's pretty cool, right?
right.
And yeah, this is that damn Batman set, right? The '66 Batman set or
I
something like
think
that,
so.
or
The Diamond Select sets are just. I wish they were easier to get. It's just so many.
everybody has this though. I think you can still get this on Amazon. I've been looking at this thing and like every time I see it in a shot when somebody does a good job and they keep it at this focus level, it looks so good. Like it
Yeah,
really looks like it has a lot of depth. But when you see it up close, it looks kind of plasticky, but it looks great here. It's
yeah. I
incredible.
mean,
And I like what's his name? What's his principal
oh,
or
I'm blanking right now.
schoolmaster? Yeah, whatever. Just him in the background. I just love that
Yeah,
little. Like that didn't need to be there, but like it gives
right.
it life. Like there's something going on here. These people are obviously kind of milling around this room, I don't know. Just it looks like a scene out of a movie. It's great.
Yeah,
That tells a
it's
great
just
story. The clock,
flawless.
everything, love it.
And it might
Yeah,
drive me to get that Short Round, even though I'm still angry about the Indiana Jones line from Hasbro. It might drive me to get that Short Round.
yeah. I'm trying to remember. Like I think I got short round. I had to put those are those are something that I've got kind of put in a drawer for now because I just don't have any place to put them. But I, I, I really like the short round, but I couldn't find it anywhere. And I think somebody finally got it for me, or I finally found it. I don't know. I love that series though. Those were good figures. Man, there's some good stuff here. Holy cow.
Wow.
Really nice. Yeah.
Yeah, he's been killing it. Just
Yeah.
very consistent.
This one I remember. I thought I've seen these things. Black and white.
Oh yeah.
Little two tone. That's cool. So cool. Oh yeah. Look at that.
Oh yeah.
Great walking pose,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah,
Yeah, I
I
mean,
do a
like he's
lot of
got
walking
the
poses.
arm forward, but that's like that it makes sense in this. You know what I mean? He's not like
Right.
really striding. It totally works. Like that's
Yeah.
when you know how to do this. Like you can do stuff like that. You can break the rule a little bit. It's really good. And the
Yeah,
back
I
leveling's
do a lot
gorgeous,
of
man.
walking poses myself, so I know the kind of difficulty of getting, really relaxed. It's really easy to do a run. It's really easy to make a
Yes.
figure look like they're running. Walking is
Yep.
very hard, and so I'm
Yeah.
sure that this gave him fits. I'm sure Indy fell over like 50 times doing
Oh
that.
yeah.
Just
First of all, the figure's gonna fall over. Second of all, just to make it look like natural and not make it look like a really awkward stride or something like that, or an overdone stride. This is just very slow stride. It's really good.
yeah, man, that's dope.
All sorts of good stuff here, man. Great angles. Oh man, that ubiquitous. Is that the ubiquitous? Oh my god, that thing.
Yeah,
I never put this thing together, man. I hurt my thumb so bad trying to put it together, and then I realized, oh, I got to put all the lighting in it, so I got to take it all apart, and like took it apart, never put it back together. It looks good, but can't do
yeah, it looks really good.
it. Yeah, great stuff, man. Ooh, that's very moody. I like that.
Oh yeah.
Windows, baby. Windows.
Windows in black and white. That's the theme for this.
There you go. There's that Nick Fury, man. That's making me want to buy this Nick Fury.
Oh, that set looked great because they gave you the Samuel Jackson Fury option,
Right,
Dum Dum.
right.
So they
Yeah,
gave
Dum
you a
Dum
lot of
Dugan is
options.
great.
Oh yeah,
This is another one in the same vein. I know it's the same set, but again, look at how good this set looks, and I
yeah,
love how I love the focus on this. I love the depth on this. Again, going back to that job of the hot shot. It's just Nick, and I like the pose that he's got on the face. I like it. He's not looking at the camera, but he's looking kind of beyond everybody, like he's in deep thought as to how to solve whatever problem that they're dealing with right now, and everybody else is just there, but not as consequential. But again, not standing around. Dum Dum's got his hand up as if to say, "Wait, we got to
right.
think about this or something
Yeah,
like
it's
that."
still active. It's still lively. They're
Hands
not just
behind the hips here, just kind of like
right.
casual. Not just stiff. It's really good. Well, really well done.
Very
Nice
very
pose.
well done.
That's nice. I like the bright colors on this too, being the animated series. Like it fits that style, and just her head being haloed by this
Oh yeah,
window. Really nice. Beautiful. Great stuff, man. Ooh, there's a good punch. That's cool. Nice. Yeah. Awesome work, man. Oh, wow. That's great.
oh yeah.
Wow. What a great pose on Namor. Oh my god, that's good.
That's super
That's
super.
comics the Marvel way, baby, right there. That's all
Yeah,
comics the Marvel way.
and all
And
the
hey, short
atmosphere
round.
too.
Big pose.
Right?
Wow, that is damn good. That's September? Oh, that's September of last year. Damn. That's really good. Really nice. Yeah, I'm loving the colors
Oh yeah,
and the his choice of light color, and it's really like this blue is a great you know shadow type light. You know what I mean, to give a little contrast to the orange, but you don't want to
absolutely.
overuse it and make it look like it's artificial. It's just very painterly here. It looks great. Amazing stuff. Lord Bev. Lord underscore Bev underscore. Really incredible stuff. So give them a follow. All right. Next up. This one, I got a secondary shot that I didn't realize, but it doesn't matter. Oops, I took it off. Damn it. Hit the wrong button. It doesn't matter because they're both incredible. And B. This is B. A Cree, Skeleton Astronaut. I love his work. Like his work, like he works with a lot of vintage. It's very a lot of stuff has those Ralph McQuarrie colors to them. It's all really really good. I mean I could have picked any of them. For some reason this just stood out to me. I just again going back to posing, simple stride. This seems to be a theme with what we're doing tonight, but like not a lot of like big action, just telling a good story. And the background scenery looks fits right in. The lighting fits in with these characters. It's just I don't know. It's just nice. You
Yeah,
know what I mean?
all that's missing is some subtitles at the bottom for their, you
Yeah.
know, alien conversation that they're
Mm,
having. You know what I mean? Like
mm,
that's really all that's missing because
that
this
is.
looks like your typical establishing
Yeah.
conversation shot.
Yep.
You know,
I
maybe
love
Obi
it.
Wan's going to interrupt them or something. Like you know what I mean? Like it just it's perfectly Star Wars, and it's
Exactly.
a great scene just in
Yep.
general.
Yeah. It unfortunately makes you think of their voices, which was really unfortunate.
Right.
But this honestly, this is the other one that I really loved, and I was
Oh,
torn between which one to pick because I love the light on this. It's
that's
just
super cool.
so. It's almost Frazetta esque. Like it's just like it's very monotone, which normally I mean, that could be done well. Like it going back to the blue of the first the werewolf one we were looking at. This is kind of its polar opposite in color, but like it works. You know what I mean? It looks like a fantasy pick. Again, a lot of his work reminds me of Macquarie stuff, and I know he's a Macquarie fan, and he's done some things that are based on Macquarie's
Who
scenes and
isn't a
things like that.
McQuarrie fan is the real question.
Well, that's true, yeah. But I mean, But I mean, he's such a fan. Like he'll do things that I just gotta find some stuff. He hasn't done it in a while. But even kind of this, color wise, that's so
Oh,
nice.
wow. That one's really sick.
That's nice.
I'm a sucker
The
for dead bodies
the
in toy
and that's
photos. So I want to
yeah
preface that.
right yeah yeah that was an odd yeah
Right.
somebody clipped that yeah the
Right.
framing man fantastic like this whatever
Wow.
this is incredible.
Yeah, and that's one thing that I really like when people do it is that it's vague what's in the background, but it that doesn't break it. That's actually like cool.
Yeah,
Like, oh,
yeah, yeah.
I don't actually know what's happening back there, but
I have no
it's
idea.
very intriguing to look at. You know what I
I
mean?
don't care. Yeah,
Right.
because this is like this lighting here is very Macquarie. This makes
Yeah.
me feel like the Tatooine stuff. It's very bright and orangey, and it's still orangey over here, but it's in shadow. He does this stuff very very well. And oh, here you go. This is the perfect
Oh
example.
wow.
This
Oh
is Ralph McQuarrie colors. Like this is a painting. You know what I mean? Like
absolutely.
even these guys in shadow, these troopers back here, where there's not a lot of detail, just the edging, the rim lighting coming through there. Dude, this is fantastic.
That's like here's the thing that makes that really cool. I cannot tell you where that came from in his mind. You know what I mean? Like
No,
the subject isn't really center or really rule of thirdsy at all.
no.
It's very abstract in approach, but it's so good.
Mm-hmm. And I don't even
Like
know what this is. I mean, it looks like one of those inside of a computer type of things. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like with like a few extra things. I don't know what it is. I don't know what the set is. It doesn't matter. It looks like Star Wars to me. It feels like Star Wars. The light. Look at the lighting on Vader's cape. Now this is
yeah.
likely a plastic cape, right? I don't. Maybe this is cloth. I don't know. But just that
I
little
can't
bit
tell
of
if it's
blue
black.
there, that little bit of white hitting it, is so Macquarie. Like it's just
Yeah.
so perfectly. There's just a little bit of detail there, just enough to give you the impression of a material, and then the rest, forget about it. You know what I mean?
And then even if you don't know Star Wars at all, you know these are the bad guys. Like
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
ominous.
yeah.
It feels like like
And
they're
there's
plotting something. You know.
skeleton astronaut right there. Yeah. Oh, there you go. There's another one. Like
Oh my
just
goodness!
right,
Wow,
gorgeous. Yeah, I know. I know.
wow, that one's
Yeah,
wow.
this too. Fantastic. Yeah, I love his colors. Here's another great composition. To have everything over here on the third and just have this detail over here. It to me. I'd be like, it would make me jittery, but it works. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It actually works. It still draws your eye where there's nothing else to look at. Like it all focuses on that area, but to me, I would be like, oh, I gotta balance it a little bit more with. But
right.
you don't. It looks good. It looks great.
And that's kind of what I was saying earlier about the rules. Like rules go out the window when you just have enough talent. I think.
If you know what you're doing, well, that
Right.
is what is the saying? Like you have to know the rules before you can break the rules, right? And
Right.
then you can break the rules. Again, more very much Macquarie painting. I don't know what it is, man. I have dissected his stuff. I've tried to figure it out. I don't know if it's the orangey lighting that he favors. He doesn't always do that, but there's just something about the composition, the colors, the focus. It just makes me happy every time I see it. This right here, you know what I mean? Same thing.
Wow.
But what is this? Like we don't know, but it
Right.
doesn't matter. It looks
It
great.
doesn't at all.
It frames the figure. It looks cool. Yeah, I love
And
it.
in
Oh,
all of
wait,
these
here
that
you
you've
go.
shown, it kind of feels like we're dropped in. Like it kind of feels
Yeah.
like I walked into a room and someone was watching a Star Wars movie, and
Mhm.
I'm like, well, what is? Now I'm intrigued. Like, well, what is this scene? I don't remember. Like, like that's what it
Right.
feels like looking at
Yep.
these. Like, oh, that's really cool. What are they talking about? What are they like?
Mm-hmm.
I'm immediately drawn in by all the
Yep.
scenes, which is a great talent to have.
Absolutely. And then just stuff like this with the Kenner and like a piece of styrofoam from. You can he's not trying to hide it. He's just using the forms and the shadow and the shapes because they're simple figures. You're not fooling anybody into thinking these aren't toys, which is what I love. It's almost like a homemade playset from the 70s or 80s. You know what I mean? It's really cool. Love it. Good stuff, man. Yeah, Be a Cree, skeleton astronaut, amazing stuff. Definitely follow Brandon. He's incredible. He's even like making me like the acolyte. I don't like this is great.
Those colors are great in that photo, by the way.
Yeah, I mean, look at that. Look at the depth on that. That's gorgeous, man. It's a good look. Oh, it's a good looking figure. I mean, I didn't like the show. Oh man, come on,
Wow.
killing me. All right, amazing stuff. Go follow Brandon. He's great. Super nice guy too. All right, next up, got another one of my favorites here. Why is this still? I guess this is the way he put it because it's a collab, right? But this is Warrior Evans. This is Casey, who one of the earliest people I met, I think, on Instagram or through
Wait, hold
Instagram.
up. This is Matthew Charles.
Oh, is it Matthew Charles? Oh, I thought this was
Yes.
Casey. Oh, I thought this was Casey. Oh shit.
No, I think they did like a duo thing.
Oh, but I thought I saw this on Casey's page. Oh
I think they
shoot.
might have shared it, but I know this is Matthews because he.
Oh, okay. Because I couldn't find it on his page here. Let me see if I can find. All right, damn it.
Yeah, I think this was
Uh,
my pick.
oh, there we go. I
Yeah.
couldn't. I couldn't find it. Crap. All right. Well, sorry, Casey, and sorry, Matthew. I'll have to put you up on the crap. I'm sorry. I wish you'd caught that today. I didn't. I didn't. I didn't know.
I didn't at all. But as soon as you
Yeah.
started the intro, I was like, "This is not Casey's."
Because I looked at it and I was like, oh, all right. Yeah, I saw the collab and then I thought like, I don't know. I thought there was another one that looked like there was two images or something like that. But I guess Casey shared it as well. Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Anyway, Matthew Charles.
Oh,
Zurina 1906. Zurinar?
Zurinar. Yeah,
Zurinar 1906. Okay.
yeah, it's a DC reference because he's a big
Oh,
DC
okay.
fan for whatever reason. I don't understand.
No judgment.
I
No
love
judgment.
messing with him about that. But he does
I
the
remember
total
this
opposite.
shot.
Yeah, he does the
Yeah.
total opposite of what we've been talking about mostly tonight about like the subtlety and
Yeah. Yeah.
and
Yeah.
not a whole lot going on. I don't know how he does it so well.
Mm.
Like every figure is posed perfectly. Like Donatello's little robotic arm blocking the one foot's the foot ninja's sword, and the
Yeah.
cutouts and everything. Like it is like if I saw this cover in like a comic book
Yeah, little
shop or something,
cutout
I would
head.
immediately get this comic. Like
Yeah,
it
absolutely.
would be bought. Like this sells. I
Mm-hmm.
think that's the best way to describe it. Just Leonardo's knee is just the follow through is really good.
Yep. The
Knowing
pose
where
with the arms back. Yep.
yeah, this is super clean, man.
Yeah. Everything about this.
Yeah,
The nunchuck to the gut and the knees up curl as if he's been hit,
yeah.
in the middle. It's not just laying down. I think we either looked at this on Maz's or I don't know. I know I've seen this before, but I think I liked it on Casey's page, and sorry, I didn't know. Um, we're gonna have to go to Casey's page and find something because,
Right, yeah.
I think Casey's been on here, but I did post his name on there, and I didn't post
I have no
Matthews.
problem
So
talking about a Casey photo. That dude.
okay, but this is gorgeous, man. I mean, the posing on this thing, as you said, is insane. It's super clean. It looks like a comic book. I would love to see more comic book covers that are toy photography. I don't know what the
Yeah,
legalities of using those toys on for that stuff, but
yeah, that
I
might be a
really
little
want to.
tough. But
Yeah, it'd be cool though.
and I love that
Yeah.
it's not too much. Which could
No,
easily happen when you have a whole bunch of Foot Ninjas and two Ninja Turtles, and you know,
well composed because things are separate enough and you can tell because that you're right, that can be a mess sometimes,
right,
especially on your with your if you've got lighting. I think if you had gone a little darker on this, it would be a little more difficult to discern
right.
figure from figure. But even then, I'm not sure because just the way he's got them positioned is really like masterful composition, like really really
Yes,
well done.
he always kills it with big army crowd fights. I don't know how he does it.
Ooh, damn.
I don't know how he has the patience because I wouldn't. One figure falls over and I'm done. I'm just
Yeah, yeah.
I quit.
Oh yeah, I
So,
know. I know, especially in a setup like that. Forget about it,
yeah,
man. Yeah, there's some ACBA people that just do that super well.
yeah. But
Wow,
his stuff is
Jesus, look at
just
this. This is crazy.
super clean, and he sends them to me a lot beforehand. Like, you think this is cool? Yes, I think it's cool. Like, it is cool.
Of course I do.
Why
Yes.
do you need Why do you need me to say it? It's
Great
just insane.
punch. Oh yeah, I remember this shot.
Yeah, he's
I don't know why I wasn't following him. Wow, that's good. Good use of the cut. Like, this is a whatchamacallit, uh, why
can of
am I
beans
blanking?
effect,
Can
I
of
think.
beams effect, but just good use of it. Not overuse of the effects or anything like that.
Yeah,
It's really nice.
and he makes that Bane look cool, and I am not a
Oh yeah.
fan of oversized Bane.
Oh really? I do love oversized Bane. I don't have
I
one,
like.
but I do kind of like it crazy
I don't know
huge.
what it is with me. I really like the OG Bane and like the original like Venom look, like when they were smaller.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Yeah.
don't
Yeah.
know what it is about the monster ones; those can get a little wild for me. But Matthew does a really good job of making me not care that he has a tiny little baby head on a massive on a massive body. Like I did just
Yeah, this
that
is
was
ACBA at its finest, man. This is
yeah,
really good stuff. Really nice. Look, even the turn on Thor's head there.
yeah.
Like, that's great. That's a
And he
custom
does
head, right? Or what is
bright light levels very well. It's not it's bright, but there's still dimension. It's not just like blasted with with fills
Yeah.
and whatnot.
I was
It's
gonna say
still
there is a lot of light on here, and you could easily blow out shiny figures like this, right?
right.
Like very easily done. But he doesn't, and really, really nice. Good control. That's gorgeous, man. Great composition on this. Holy cow.
Yeah, he's also a really nice dude. He's the only person from the hobby that I've actually
Wow.
met in person.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, yeah, I got to meet
See.
him 2 years ago at a comic shop. He was super
Oh,
nice.
so he's down there in your neck of the woods.
No, I was
Oh.
actually I was in New York for like
Oh.
a day,
Gotcha.
um, but it was like so hard to it was like spontaneous, so I
Oh,
couldn't like
okay.
really meet up with a whole bunch of people.
Right.
But
Right. Right.
I got to meet him, and yeah, we talked for like an hour.
Got to come out to Comic Con sometime, man.
I've never been to any cons. I really want to go to a Comic Con.
Oh, you have to come to. You got to come to Legion's Con next year, man. You got to come.
I've been wanting to because Legions is
come.
very recent for me.
I know,
So
but you do it so well. You love it. You love it. I'm. I'll talk to you about it afterwards. Working on something for next year. I couldn't get it done this year. I just had too much to do. But it might be incentive for you to come. But yeah.
Yeah, but his covers, his like concept covers,
like this, the War Machine. That's
and he just did. He just recently did one of Captain America and Red Skull that I really liked.
This one? Nope, that's Batman.
That should be all the way to the left, I think.
Oh, there we go. Yep.
Yeah, that dude.
Nice. Yeah.
It just pops. It just it just immediately pops. Like it's so good, so good.
I like this one too. This is a really good composition, man.
Yeah, you don't get lost in his photos at all, which is
nice. Wow,
very hard to do.
Oh damn.
Yeah,
that's wild. Go this year, Alex. Yeah, finally talked Wade into going, so now Wade is like, "Come on, everybody's gotta go." Yeah, Comic-Con. There you go.
Yeah, I would definitely love to. Because I just haven't been. It's just been one of those things that I just haven't been able to do.
Yeah. One of these days. Amazing stuff. So this is Matthew, right? And this is I still can't pronounce this.
Zurinar.
Zurinar 1906. Okay.
Yeah.
Zurinar 1906.
I gotta get you to read Batman R.I.P. That's where that comes from. It was actually.
Oh, okay. All right. It's good. I like a good Batman short story, man. I like it. Yeah.
It was a little wild, but it was pretty good. It's not your standard, but it was.
What era is that from, or who?
That was right before Dick Grayson was Batman, so I want to say that was 2011.
Oh, okay.
2010. Okay. I can't remember who. I mean, I normally know who wrote it, but I can't remember who wrote it. But it is pretty wild.
Nice. All right.
Don't ask Matthew about it. He'll never stop talking. He'll never stop talking about it.
Well, I'm gonna apologize to Matthew for not putting him on the list, but you made it. I'll put you on there. You'll be on the page, and I'm gonna pick something from Casey too because that was my mistake. So anyway, all right, we're almost done here. We've got a few more to go. My pick. This was probably one of the first ones I saw that I was like, "Yep, that's going in the box." The Tentacus, Graham Reed, who is kind of been regularly contributing to Maz's show too, and just doing some great stuff. Fairly new to me as well. Like I think I came to know him through Maz's page. I think maybe it was earlier than that actually. But man, I love this. Again, we're kind of in keeping with another theme that we're talking about is light and shadow today. And this is all you need, man. There's a little bit of he had just done a shot, which I'll show in a minute, that was on Maz's show. Well, I guess this is a couple months ago because we're a little far behind. But again, another shot with this same figure, different situation, different scenario, but very similar in terms of like just showing what's necessary to understand what's going on under there and make it creepy as hell. The two catch lights in the eyes, that's all you really see. But there's some life there, a little bit of the smile. Again, very tricky to do on Instagram because on Instagram and even on here, maybe for what people are seeing, it almost looks like there's no detail, but there is some detail there. And it's just, I don't know, it tells a great story. I just love it.
Once you see the detail, I mean, that just brings it on another level. Because, I mean, it already, like, even if, let's just say that was total blackness, it's still a really good photo. It's still like...
Yeah, it would still work on a level, but not being able to see, I think, at least, a gleam in the eye or something like that, it wouldn't work quite as well. But you can see the smile. You can see the light coming up. He's underlighting it. You can see the underlight, but he blocked it enough so it's not, like, lighting up the face.
Because that way you're drawn into the idea of whatever the scene is. And it's like, oh, this is a magician, and then you get closer, and it's like, oh, there's something wrong with him. Like that, it just offers that feeling, which is like you're trapped. You've now fallen for the trap.
A 3-card Monty that you're not going to win.
Right. It's just Very well
Yeah,
done.
settings and stuff. Yeah, I just love it. I love how creepy it is. It's super creepy. Yeah, great rim light on that. Um, that knows how I feel about that. Oh, Grant Moore. Oh yeah, yeah. Okay, right. Yeah, really some really wild. I love this. Like this is
Wow.
just again just playing with effects and things like that. Like it's a great. It's not a like a literal representation of Nightcrawler's power, but you get the idea that he's just bamfed into this. You know what I mean?
Right.
And
Yeah.
it just works. It's really cool. Um, it's also doing. I think. Let me read this again because I can't remember. Like I know he's doing either producing this or directing some anime, sort of some animation, and it looks really cool. I watched this. I think I watched the trailer on this. It looks just a really, really nice. So really cool. Yeah, here's the shot that I was talking about that we just saw of
Whoa.
Maz's. Yeah,
Oh
yeah,
my gosh.
yeah, yeah. And this is from June, and I honestly, I probably would have picked this one. I do love that other one, but holy crap! Like you start looking at the details, and every one of these pictures is a creepy clown.
Yeah.
He's even got like John Wayne Gacy up here or something, and Bozo, and like, and it's just creepy. And it's everybody's favorite victim, Constantine. Who's standing for every victim for every shot. But it works. It still works. He's got his hand tied. And again, we were talking about this, and somebody on the show said, "Do you think there should have been maybe a little more light on Joker?" I'm like, no. I
Oh,
love the fact that he's just breaking that room light, and all you can see is the knife in his hand, and the
yeah.
rest is it's painterly. Like it feels like a painting to me. Like like you almost can't get that light. Like what I mean? How do you get that light? It's really nice
Yeah, it
looking.
almost feels very Kubrick-esque to me. Like it
Yeah.
feels very like, oh dear, like I'm eating my
Mm-hmm.
popcorn and I'm in the theater and I'm like, I don't know what's about to happen next. I'm on edge. Am I
It's
going to
not
choke
good.
on my popcorn?
Yes, exactly.
It's just woof.
It's
Love
so good. And the light, like he's obviously this is probably a dollhouse light that actually has like I would assume like light emanating from it because that's another thing with like lamps in shots and things like that. There's only so many you want to get that downlighting. You know what I mean? Like he's got a little bit of uplighting. It comes up on the hits the bozo shot, but the majority of the light it's hitting is downward, and that's what's kind of creating the light on Joker's hand and the bottom part of the apron and things like that. It's just super creepy, man. It's so
Yeah,
good.
that's really well done.
Yeah, and the setup is there. You go. So it's actually a light there. Um, yeah, he's using some blocking up on top to block some light. It looks like he's got like a light overhead. Yeah, feathering
Have-
light off to the side here. Bouncing it off stage. This is the kind of stuff I thought I only did, like nutty, crazy stuff. You know what I mean? Like, let me put this behind the wall and bounce it into just to get that nice soft light coming off the back. Yeah, incredible stuff. Oops, I guess I went too far, but yeah, just that's amazing. Love it. Detenticus. Graham Reed. Give him a follow. Good stuff. Good stuff. Really creative, interesting stuff. All right. Oh, look at this guy. Look at this guy. I think this is his second entry into the show as well. Henrock 1_12 with Blade, which you've been working with a lot lately. So
Yes, Blade is one of my favorite figures to shoot. And if there's a secondary thing, well, a third thing that I like more than Windows and Steam, it's garage
highlights.
shots.
Oh,
I don't know what it is
right.
about garages.
Okay.
If you can do a really good garage, I
Mm-hmm.
probably really like that photo.
Mm-hmm.
This is one of
Mm-hmm.
those instances, and it just I don't know, it just feels like a magazine photo shoot thing. It's not really
It
like a
does.
scene. He's just kind of just leaning on the car. He's looking at the camera, breaking the fourth wall. It's just
Yep.
very, very well lit. Oftentimes, you know, when people shoot, black figures in a dark room, it's not really lit as well as you would like, or it's lit
Mm-hmm.
too much on the character. This is perfect.
Yeah.
The framing is great. I really like that we feel the size of the vehicle. It doesn't really feel like it's plastic to
No.
me. You know what I mean?
No,
It,
the
it
car
feels like,
looks great.
Yeah, it just looks like it
Like
actually runs. You know,
do these lights light up on this car?
I think they do.
Okay.
I think that
I
they
mean,
are
he
actually.
still must have done some work, or either had some because he's got like the haze around them, right? Which
Yeah,
I'm going to assume is like a post thing, or maybe he did some stacking with some fog or something like that. But it looks so real. Like that's another thing that people I see a lot of people overdoing. Like when you want to make an eye glow or something like that, and you're doing it in post, and there's just too much glow. Like it's too
yeah,
deep, it's too thick. Uh, this looks real. Like you said, this car looks real. And yeah, the light on Blade coming from, I'm gonna assume that's a real light as well. That little downlight, that little wall light,
yeah. It looks real to me.
and that's hitting his face, like you said, just enough to give you, the shape of the glasses, the side of his face, and the rest is kind of coming from some overhead lights over there and the back. It looks like this is the movie, which we'll never see, apparently.
Right.
And the promo shot, you know what I mean, like
Yeah,
for Car and Driver or something. You know what I mean?
right.
It's really good.
Yeah, that pose is just like it feels like this is the like Entertainment Weekly thing about the next Blade movie, and you
Yeah.
open it, there's the picture right there, and then the write ups underneath it. Like it's so well done.
Is this the stock Mezco Blade?
Yeah.
Are those really those boots? Those boots look great. I didn't realize that. I should get this figure. I like this a lot.
Oh, the one of my favorite figures. I love it.
Yeah. I don't know. I think I may have gotten the original one, and I think I just sold it because I wasn't into Mezcos at the time, and now I feel stupid. Um, yeah, a fantastic shot all around. I love it. Love this set too. Henry's got some great stuff. I mean,
Oh yeah.
amazing.
I mean that lighting is just
Yeah. Ooh,
quintessential. The
look at
animated scene.
that. This is great.
Hmm.
Like this setup, like again, his composition is incredible, but just like having that action on those two on what's his face, Morbius, and
Hmm.
the victim in the front is great. Him holding the hand, her wrist back like that, like just that pose overall is incredible.
Yeah,
Especially like
that's
using the hair to it's in the proper shape. You know what I mean? Moving in the proper
right.
way that her head would be if she was being thrown backwards into the side. Really good, man. Wow, amazing. Yeah, I mean, I think this was another one that we talked about at one point. This might have been, or a similar shot to this. I love this. I love it.
Yeah, that's fair. Woof. I
Yeah.
just noticed the one poster in the foreground. I didn't
Mm-hmm.
notice that. That is super clean.
Yeah.
That is just effortless right there.
Again, compositionally, like this right here seems like such a little thing, but that makes, again, it's that thing that draws you in. Those
Right.
three planes that we talk about a lot: the foreground, the middle, the midground, and the background. Like when you have those things, you don't always have to have the foreground thing, but it just helps to establish depth, and just, I don't know, it just gives this looks, this just has such beautiful depth and light, and it's a simple composition, not a simple pose. Great pose, but
Right.
really, really nicely done. Really beautiful. Yeah. Oh, this is another great one. Look at that. Come on. That's a great
Wow.
angle. What a great perspective from inside the car like that, shooting over.
I wonder what
Incredible.
focal length that is.
I don't know. It's beautiful, right? Like
Right.
this.
Like that's
Did
sick.
he get one of those? Did he get a whatchamacallit lens? The probe lens. Does he have a probe lens?
I wouldn't. I don't think so, but
I've
looking
talked
at
to him,
this,
but
I
I don't
think.
know if he does. I know a bunch of people have gone out and bought them.
Yeah.
Um, but it doesn't seem like, I think he would have known. I think he would have. It's just a Canon Rebel. He doesn't mention the lens, so I don't know. But it's got that look. But man, it's really beautiful. What great lighting! Like this is all about that blast, right? Like he's getting
Yeah.
that light from there, and again, just like you did with like the green glowing kryptonite on Batman. It's like in the perfect spot. It's not just a, hey, let's throw some light on it and pretend that that's the light. It looks really
Right.
good. Yeah,
And the
amazing.
trees in the back too. That was just. Oh, I
Windows
remember
lights. Windows. It's
this. Yeah.
amazing.
Probably why I remembered it, but oof,
What a
it's the
crash.
Dutch angle for me that really makes this very
Mm-hmm.
interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Like you're just thrown into the action.
And there's always like, I don't know, it's hard to tell. Like, it's kind of a feeling when you want a Dutch angle. Yes, there are times when, like, hey, you want somebody to look like they're, there's more action than there really is on like a run, or they're coming at you or with a sword or whatever. The Dutch angle can work to give it a little more action. Now he's not running or anything; he's kneeling there. But what I like about this is the curtains are like blowing in, right? the
Right.
the bullets are all over the place. There's a grenade over there. We know the room is not tilting, but it feels like everything's just, kind of like has
Uneven.
movement to it. It's rolling. You know what I mean? I know it's not. And the scene isn't set up that way, but like it's got great movement, and the movement goes with the angle of the photo. So I really love it. I love it. It's great.
Yeah, it's super.
Good,
And the
good.
pose is just great. I mean, it just
Yeah,
if you look at it far away enough, you're like, oh, what movie is this from?
yeah. Does Prune Face come with that mask? No, right?
I wouldn't know.
I mean, I don't know why. Maybe it would. I don't know. I don't know that much about Dick Tracy,
Perhaps.
but it looks great. It's great use. There's another one, the same vein.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Um, yeah. I mean, Henry's just doing all sorts of great. I'm trying to find some turtle stuff. That's great. What a setup. His setups are nuts, especially the outdoor stuff. The one that I think we featured on here. Oh man, that Conan one's really good too.
Oh wow.
That's nice. Was a thing, I think, at Christmas time. Just walking down the street. Oh, wow. Great pose. I'm kind of disappointed I didn't get those turtles. I'm not a real big turtle fan, but man, they pose so well. Looks so
I
good.
contemplated them, but I'm really bummed about missing that Casey Jones. That Casey
Oh,
Jones
yeah.
because
I'm
they
surprised.
charged for King Conan like the same week that they announced King. I'm like,
Oh.
I can't get both.
Oh, so you couldn't swing. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, here it
Yeah.
is. Just a simple, beautiful setup. Even just having the car over here, driving by. Everything in here fits. Everything looks like I love this shot. It's
Yeah, the
great.
motion of the trench is really cool.
Yep. Yeah, yeah. The motion of the trench, like this little breeze coming by from the car, the wind, really good. Yeah, Henry's nuts. Amazing, amazing work. Oh, there's that aforementioned Casey Jones, right? Everybody's taking pictures of it.
Oh, don't remind me.
Oh no, that's not. Is that it? No, that's not it.
No,
Is
that's
it?
it.
Is it? Oh, okay.
That one he gave a red. I think that's a custom shirt.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. That's good though, man. That's really nice light from that window too.
Yeah.
What a
Windows.
great setup. Look at all the stuff. The beer,
Yeah.
the boom box just laying on the back of the couch. It just looks very, like, even that cat just back there just looks great. It's really cool. Fantastic. Henrock1_12. Give him a follow for sure. All right, we're at the penultimate here. Going back to these. Apparently, I'm gonna have to buy these shield agents because everything is just, every time I see them, I'm
Right.
just like loving them. So this shot. So plastic peeps. Okay, fair warning, plastic peeps. There are some shots not for everybody. Okay, there's some risque stuff. Let me put it that way. Not all of them, but that they're there, just in case you're a prude or a little bit, whatever. Um, I just want to go. His Casey Jones shots kill me. Yeah, since like Alex, I missed out on that one too and kicking myself daily. Yeah. Hey Tom, how are you? Prune face does come with a mask. Tom says, cool. Okay. Thank you very much. Um, I I love this, again, storytelling. Like, look how much we've had a couple shots now, right, where people have been in the foreground in kind of a pensive, or we've looked at shots like that anyway, pensive mood. And again, using the brim of the hat and him looking down to give that kind of like he's just done with this party. You know what I mean? Or
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Like I'm too old for this shit, whatever, you know. And everybody else, this guy over here, I don't even know who that is, ordering a beer, you know, calling down to the bartender, hey, I'll take one. The lean on what's her face,
Maria
forgetting
Hill.
all their
Yeah.
names, Maria Hill, yeah, leaning here, you know, and the drink, it's all so good, man. It's really really well done. I love the shot.
Yeah. It's perfectly framed. We know exactly what's happening when we look at it. And what I personally really like is that the lighting doesn't look too complicated, which
No,
it really wouldn't be. It doesn't need to be a whole bunch of colors and
no, no.
all that stuff. It's just some darkness, some
Yep,
light. That's
yep.
it. It works.
Yeah, just a godlight overhead, and there may not be too much else to it. It might just be, you know, it's a very soft light. Obviously, it's not getting any harsh, you know, even on all this white that's everywhere. Nothing's blown out.
Right.
He might have another one coming over from in here, or bouncing some light on the right in front, maybe even on the left. I don't know. It's really well done, though. I just love it. I love the mood. I love the storytelling here. I love it when people are just like kind of, it's a crowd scene and there's one person you're supposed to focus on, and even, you know, even though there's a lot of people here, it's just I feel like
Right.
dumping there.
Yeah, and even the cup
It's
in the
great.
foreground is just
Yeah,
that's
this little
just
thing right
next
here.
level.
Yeah, yeah, incredible, incredible. So I'm gonna be careful going through some plastic peep shots, but there are some greats. Look at this. I mean,
Oh
this is
yeah.
wild. Really cool. I don't even know what is this figure. This is like a Fortnite figure.
I think that is,
Yeah,
yeah. It is
kind of
just
Fortnite-ish.
it could just be anything really.
Yeah,
That's
I
what
just
that's
love
what
it.
I like about certain shots. If it just stokes your imagination, even if you don't know what it is, like, oh yeah, this is
Yeah.
some mascot or something that's just
Mm-hmm.
just tired.
I actually kind of prefer that. I think this is a great leaning pose. Like normally you'd say like oh, I'll have her sitting up, but I mean she actually looks like she's just kind of like slumped. You know what I
Right.
mean? It's really well done. Great poses. You know, it gets, you know, a little sexy here and there, but that's not even it. I mean, there's some stuff in here that you. Oh, yep, there you go. Oh, look at that. That's great. Really
Oh
nice.
wow.
Great action poses.
I don't think I've ever seen that dog prop before.
No, yeah, you don't see many
That's really
basset
cool.
hounds. Doesn't really. Oh, look at this. Wow,
Oh, that's
that's
sick.
great.
Now, what focal length is that? Just
I don't know, and I think this has got to be like a digital background. I don't
yeah, I
think
think so.
that's a dio, so I don't know where it begins and ends. I'm assuming he's using like the props as like the end of the area of shooting, and then he's just used this backdrop. Actually, there's like a bed or something here, so like even just the deals like the Buddha on the bed and stuff like that. It's really good, man. Really, really good. Some really fantastic stuff.
Dude,
Yeah, right.
super sick.
Yeah,
Super
that's
sick.
some nice outdoor lighting there too. Like
Yeah.
that really feels like Tatooine
And
lighting.
and it seems hot too. He doesn't
Yeah,
just
yep, yep. Some great kicks. Yeah, and then there's, you know, I mean, he gets down with the sexy stuff, and it's cool. You know, I don't I don't mind it. Sometimes I have to be like, whoa, okay, all right, I'm moving on. But beautiful light. Look at that. Look at this as a portrait. How cool is that?
yeah.
That's gorgeous. Wow.
And whatever the backdrop is, it kind of gives it that 60s vibe that, you know.
Totally. Yeah, Olin Mills, whatever, right? Really good. That's awesome. Ooh, another great one. That's cool. Great job. Yeah, Plastic Peeps one. Yeah, go follow it. You know, I mean, every once in a while, you know, you might be slightly offended, but it's all right. It's good. It's good to see. Wakes you up. It wakes you up sometimes on Instagram, so it's good. All right, and I think. Oh wait, did I screw this up? Oh no, yeah, I did screw this up because I clicked off the picture. Let me find the picture that we're supposed to be talking about. There it is. Okay. And this was one of your picks, and I think Anthony might be have the most uh, selections on this show at this point. I'm not sure.
Really?
He's probably up there though.
So everyone,
Definitely
that's
up
your
there.
competition right now.
Yeah.
That's the
I
goal
mean,
that you need to strive for.
I try to spread the love, so I mean, I could pick something from his work every month, but I try to move it around. But every time I like ask somebody on the show, uh, you know, 5 times out of 10, somebody will pick one of his shots. So, as you
Well,
did, but,
this
I mean,
one,
come on, man, this is great.
yeah, this one I might be a little biased because I don't know about you, but Breaking Bad is just one of my favorite
Oh yeah,
pieces of entertainment. You know,
yeah,
as someone that likes to write and stuff, I studied that show. But this right here, when I first saw it, I was like, oh, cool, a still from season 5 or something. And I was like, oh no, those are figures, and I was
yeah,
completely blown away. I mean, again,
yeah,
windows,
yep, yep.
but just the
Mirror.
levels, right?
This
That's
mirror
just
kills me. I love that.
it's insane. It looks like it might as well have been composited like some of the earlier stuff that we looked at, but it's not. It's just, and look at that. It doesn't look
Simple.
as sophisticated as
No,
the
nope,
finished photo looks. It's just
nope. But you got to know what you're doing, and it looks
right.
incredible. Post and like, I mean, his Anthony's prop game. I say this every time on Maz's show because he'll post stuff up on there. It's crazy. And he was on with us one time, and he organizes the props by like what they are. Like he doesn't know what goes with what figure. That makes me cringe. Like I have to keep everything organized by what figure has what. But he's just like the better way to do it, honestly. Like I wish I could. I wish I had this ability to just take everything and just like, okay, here's science stuff, and anybody who comes with a test tube, it goes in the science drawer. I don't know who it came with. Who cares? You know what I mean? It's just he's just doing it for the photography, which is awesome. So his prop game is like killer.
Yeah, it reminds
Incredible.
me a lot of one of my earlier influences was Marty McCusker.
Oh
He
yeah.
doesn't shoot
Oh
as
yeah.
much anymore. He's doing music now. Martin Farrell, very
Yep.
talented dude, but he did a ton of like lab desk shots, and he
Dude,
had
those
all,
Frankenstein shots that he used to do with
yes,
the lab was nuts.
yeah. So when I saw
Yeah.
this, that kind of evoked the same feeling of like, ooh, I want to
Yep.
do something like that. Like the props are just perfection, and
Mm-hmm.
it doesn't look. It looks organized and disorganized, which I really like. Sometimes people
Yeah.
when they want to do shots like this, they're like, well, it has to look messy, and it looks too messy. And
Yeah.
then
Yeah. Yeah.
sometimes they
Yeah.
do it and it's organized and looks too organized. I think this is the
Yeah.
balance.
That's a
This,
great point.
yeah.
That's a great point. And Anthony does that well in every shot. Like he's got we'll take a look at it, but I think it's one of his more recent shots or maybe his latest shot. It's just a room. There's no figures in it.
Hmm.
And like it could just be a real room. Like it looks incredible and it's still intriguing and the light that he gets through these windows and stuff and the way he filters it and his post. I mean, and then he'll do things like this, which is just
Oh,
fun and
I
like
remember that one. That one's great.
yeah. But I mean, appropriate to the figures, right? Like this
Right.
fits the cartoon style. Again, there's a lot of these things that I know I've seen and I haven't thought I've liked them, but yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
his noir shots are crazy. And he, as we were talking about early on, I know the room he uses, um, at least for a lot of some of the the Walking Dead or the Last of Us type shots. It's the same room,
Hmm.
it's the same couch, but every time he does it, I'm just like, that looks great, and it looks like it fits, man. Like I don't even care. This is great. Like
Yeah,
again,
that's
beautiful
super
side
cool.
lighting. Yeah. But this is the shot. Let me go up to this shot. He's used this room before. I guess he's had a few since then. But look at this.
Jeez.
This
I mean,
just
come
looks
on.
like you know these rooms. You've seen like some it just looks like an accountant's room from like the turn of the century or something.
Right.
Paper stuff down here. You know, this cabinet I want to get. I think this is on Etsy, and I got to get this thing. I couldn't get it
Oh,
in
really?
time for some.
I was
Yeah,
about to say,
it's not cheap. I think it's like $80
oh,
or
I'm out.
something like
I
that.
can't do. Never mind.
But no,
No.
but it's fantastic looking. But I needed it for something, and it's not going to come in time. So, but yeah, even this chair looks. I mean, for some reason, in the lighting he's got, it really looks leather and not plastic. It looks really
Yeah,
good.
that's again disorganized and organized.
Yeah,
It's like stuff is where this person needs it to be, but it's peeking out and it's
yep.
disheveled, but it's still in their place. So the
Uh, yeah, guy from Australia. Yes, exactly. Oh, you just ordered some, Nate? Okay, well, I got to get them now too because you're going to beat me to it and make some great stuff.
oh, I know Nate's gonna kill it.
Yeah, he's amazing. He gets stuff, and like he's one of those people that like he'll get a new like head sculpt and he'll shoot it. And like
Right.
I get it, and they're all sitting on my desk here, like without a body, and like, oh, this is gonna look great someday when I ever get to it. But that's
Right.
the way to do it. But this, I mean, this shot, and I'll be damned if I'm not gonna be able to pick this for like an August selection on my part. Looks like a magazine shot. It's just like something that somebody just, hey, we found this room, and
Right.
you know, that's it. Love it.
Or it looks like,
Beautiful.
this is a reference image for a set designer.
Yeah, yeah. Again, this strikes me as like looking like a New York City apartment. You know, it fits the character. Even the carpeting here being kind of crazy arcade
And that framing is
carpeting.
nuts.
Yeah. Yep.
Just perfect.
Incredible.
Just bam.
Yep. I'm trying to find. There's one where he uses. Oh yeah, he's doing Mythic Legions too, which irritates me. No, he does great. He's great. It's great. Like this is so great. I've had a shot like this in mind forever that I have not gotten to. Just a wizard at his desk doing all this stuff, and it's like this is kind of what it was. So now I'm not gonna be able to do that. It's irritating.
Yeah, that looks really nice.
Stay in your lane, Anthony. Stay in your lane. No. Yeah, he's had some great shots with that. So, you know, I love what he's doing with this thing, the gasoline alley type. Is that what it is? What is this called? Homeless Joe? Homeless Joe. That's what it is. He's doing a lot of stuff with this. Again, this same room. Same
Right.
room, same mirror, completely different thing, different situation. Just even this with the spoon on the ground on the lantern. Yeah, it just looks
I'll tell you what, these got me wanting to get my focal length game up. I'm slacking.
Yeah, I know. Me too. Yeah.
Crazy.
Incredible stuff. That's Anthony Eck, Toy Mirth, killing it lately. Well, he's always been killing it, but just lately it's just been killing me because he's doing some great stuff. Even Lego. He's shooting Lego. Stop it. Stop it.
Anthony, shoot more legions so that way you push Trevor.
No, don't.
That's what we need.
I don't have any time.
Right.
So that was it. There you go. That was June. So now we'll
sure
get
you
on to
didn't wanna do
July.
Casey?
What's up?
Are you sure you didn't want to do Casey to make up for the?
Let's look at Casey's page. That's a good idea. Let's go to Casey. I'm just going to search for him while we talk here. But speaking of Anthony, Anthony is going to be my guest on the next episode for July. So you know, if you haven't seen enough of that great stuff, you'll see even more of it. Yeah, let's bring up Casey here real quick because that was. I feel really bad that I made that mistake. Come on, like.
Oh yeah.
You know what? Oh, that's March. Okay. I know I've seen it before, but
I really like the one he did
Bring it
recently of I think it was Splinter and I want to say it was Mikey Ninja
Sure.
Turtle show. Yeah. Oh, that was Raph. That
Yeah.
was super dope.
the coat hanging up in the background. Yeah. That's cool.
And the lighting is very reminiscent of the original movie too. It's
True. Yeah. Yeah.
super
Great job with the lamp. Again, we got the window lighting coming from the back there. Yeah, I didn't see this one. That's really nice. Yeah, Casey's super great person and super talented. These are awesome. Look at that. Man, that's a good looking figure. That figure, that's really cool. Yeah, always supportive, um, and just a talented another ACBA alum, still
Hmm.
doing it over there. Really keeping it real too on that sense. This is great. Wow, what is this set? Oh my God, is this not? Wait a
Um,
minute, is this not set that what's forget the guy's name. I got his card here. I think. Um, Centerpoint Studios.
yes, that's what it is.
Is that it?
I'm not sure. It kind of
I
looks.
mean, he made that corner thing from the Edward Hopper painting, that corner building, and this
Yeah.
looks just like it. That's wild. If it's not, that's incredible. That's nice.
Oh yeah.
Really nice. Look at that. I love this that you can tell it's Rhino without even being
Right.
able to see Rhino. You know what I mean? That's incredible. Amazing.
Very clean.
Yeah. Beautiful stuff. All right, Casey. I'm very apologetic that that was not your shot, but you were. If you haven't got, I don't know. Maybe you've already been in here. I got to look back and see. Like I have trouble keeping track of who's been. Oh wow, that's fantastic. Look at talk about a running pose, man.
Right.
That's really good, incredible. But if you haven't been, Casey will be on this show eventually because there's some incredible stuff all the time. All right, so we made up for that. I feel better now, a little bit.
Right.
I've skipped people. Like I missed somebody's. Like it was up there, and we didn't. You put their name up there, and then I forgot to do it. I made it up. We did it the next month, but sometimes when you're trying to keep track of tabs and stuff, things go
Right.
crazy. Alex, man, this was great. I really appreciate you coming on. I'm glad we got it done. I'm glad we got to
Absolutely.
talk.
Thank you very much.
It was worth the wait for sure. You want to tell everybody, like, again, where they can find you, what you're up to, what you got, anything coming up, any appearances or anything like that? You doing any of that
Um,
stuff? Or you got this lighting? You may as well like call somebody and like just get on a YouTube show because it looks fantastic. So
yeah, I'd say I might be coming back to Instagram September.
okay,
Um,
cool. Looking
Instagram is
forward to that.
primarily where you can find me at Alex N. Richardson.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I generally try to post consistently. I don't really succeed, but I attempt. But
You
that's where you'll
succeed.
find me. I do behind the scenes, sometimes random posts about me writing stuff. Like I did the Black History Month stuff in February that
Yes.
people responded to very well. I was very happy to do some of that.
Yeah, you got
Um,
some great reels too.
yeah, yeah. I was trying to do reels differently than everybody else. I was
Yeah,
tired of people flooding the timeline with behind the scenes. I was like, I want to do something different, so I did the
yeah,
trailer thing. Um,
it's cool.
yeah, I do weathering on some figures and stuff like that. That's primarily what holds me up a lot. Is like, oh, I must paint it. I must.
Yeah.
It must
Well,
be.
I mean, it works with your style. It gives it
Right,
that gritty realism that you
right.
get out of these things. You know what I mean? I imagine you must have done some work to
Oh,
this. This is this
absolutely.
the Punisher? Yeah, that's the Punisher.
No,
Uh,
that's
Doesn't it?
old man Hawkeye with a that's an Action Force head. I forget what the name of the
Oh, okay, okay,
it's a little screaming head.
nice.
But yeah,
This is what we need. Amazing.
yeah, I'm mostly active on Instagram. You can find me on Facebook too in the ACBA group. I'll pop in
Hmm.
there whenever I'm
Cool.
shooting. But yeah, that's pretty much where you'll find me. I should be
Awesome.
back soon, so
Good.
I'll
Good. I
be
can't
long.
wait. Can't wait for more stuff from you. Everybody, we will be back. Got to talk to Anthony, but I'm hoping like fairly soon so that we can kind of get back on track with August. Although I didn't line anybody up for August, so it might just be me going over my picks. Maybe I'll bring some people back and we can just talk about it. Maybe we'll have like a group thing or something like that. Maybe if you're available, you can jump back on. Um, but yeah, another great episode. Thank you very much, Alex. Again, thanks everybody for sticking with us, and go check these people out. You just saw a lot of talented people. Give them a follow, man. You're not going to be disappointed seeing any of that stuff come across your feed. So definitely do that. I will be putting those in the comments section. I don't think I did, or the description. I don't think I did that today. I was in a bit of a hurry, but they're also in my stories right now. And again, follow Toy Photo Bomb if you're interested in any of this stuff. You'll get to see all this stuff again and follow all these wonderful people. All right, that's it. Thanks, guys, and we'll see you next time. Take care.